It's your boy Jedi for Jedi Online, Trilluminati Live, Red Pill, Trilluminati Clips, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live, and please put the number of your like in the chat. Let me do that one more time, yeah? Because man's slurring. Alright, let's go again. Ready? It's your boy Jedi for Jedi Online, Trilluminati Live, Red Pill, Trilluminati.
This one's for the stolen voices, my people that ain't got much traces. Trapped in the belly of the beast, everywhere is beef and there's never ever peace. Every day is peak and I never get to speak. Living in the Elmos, never get to see. Sitting in a cell, feeling like you're never gonna leave, but you can't sleep cause you got beef with the bread underneath of the bunk. But the truth in my speech is abundant. I don't need a reason to keep it 100. The government declared a war on the man. So this ain't a song, it's a glorious anthem to rep for the group that is normally abandoned. The poor is ignored when they're stranded. From Lagos to Kingston, Norway to Camden, against all odds, of course we are champions. I'm the voice of Trayvon, I'm the voice of Stephen Lawrence, I'm the voice of Tupac, with no thug life engraved on my stomach. I'm the voice of a runaway slave, holding a blade and facing a musket. Been a victim of the system too long, we got tired of waiting for justice. The voice of Fred Hampton Sr., killed for defending the people, and the right to exercise freedom of speech. We just want to be treated as equal. I'm the voice of the mums and the ones that pray for unity in the community. I'm the voice of the young trying to escape the slum, but they can't find the opportunity.
So much to say, but not enough. You hear the cries calling from the skies above, saying it's okay, speak your mind, open your heart, don't let no one add you to others.
Trilluminati Clips. Hey, listen, I'm wasted now. I'm wasted now. Right. It's your boy Jedi for Jedi Online, Trilluminati Live, Red Pill, Trilluminati Clips. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live, and please put the number of your like in the chat. You know, like that. Third time's a charm. All that good stuff. We got the Henny on deck. We're in the building. It's SPEAKENOMIX, but we're doing it differently. Do you know what I mean? We're just in the building. Big up man like Maverick in the house. You get me? And we got my brother.
Frost P. I am Frost P. I'm in the building. Oh, go on, people.
Got my broski. You get me? It's Team Niger in the building. So we're just chilling, holding the vibes. And we said, you know what? Let's just hit record and do this. Big up all the co-hosts. Big up everyone. Wish everyone well. Every single person that's sick. Everyone that's looking after their youths. There's a lot of sick people with youths out there. You get me? A lot of ill people. People getting ill a lot.
So basically, I was the substitute guy. Yeah.
Nah. He was There's supposed to be 3 or 4 of us. Frost P is my broski from Wade. Come on, like, so this he's not like a celebrity friend, even though some of you might know him. You get me? I feel like he's got a bait face, just like mine. But you get me? It's my broski from way back. So yeah, we just sitting there, catching up, reminiscing, talking about the old school days. So like, when did we meet? Like, how long ago was it that we fucking crossed paths?
Stupid years ago. Because I tell you, that's when I was like, obviously in the height of doing rap.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I tell you, the funniest thing was, you man obviously linked my brother in an unknown destination.
Come on.
And then, of course, the link was there.
Big up broski.
Obviously, when man them was all on the pavement, obviously I've come and linked you man in South. I remember because I linked to you, Decker.
Big up
even
Dex.
them times, we went back to the yard with, I think, Valar, the other light skin, I think Paige was there with freestyling. So I remember Decker was on his mad one, elbowed over the fucking stereo. I'm hench, how about that?
Yeah.
How about that? I loved it. So
yeah, old school, boy.
Yeah, so
GBH.
Obviously, that was GBH.
Ghetto Born Hustlers.
Section 18.
Section. The original section, boys. We the first section.
Trust me.
But yeah.
But anyway.
And the regiment.
So from then, exactly. Bro, it's the regiment across the belly, bro.
Why for that? But yeah,
it's not.
No. I didn't ask for that. No one asked for that.
It's always been regiment. Do you know what I mean?
Well done. You didn't see.
Yeah, no, it's always been regiment in that sense. Like it's the mantra, innit? It's always been that kind of disciplined military mindset kind of thing when I'm doing stuff anyway. Yeah. That's why the whole name came about. But obviously we spelt it different because copyright, XYZ, have your own imprint on something. But yeah, from then, obviously I was doing my mixtape at the time.
Yeah.
I remember that was Kingpin 2. And I had all the you man in the studio.
When was this though? When was, like, how long ago? What year was this?
Flipping hell. This is going back to like, I think this is like 2008.
2008.
Maybe even earlier than that. It might have even been a 2007 thing. It was around then anyway. But I remember because it was in and out. It was old street studios, like regularly. Obviously, you man come down to my bits. I was in Use Lots bits, kind of like, you know, we made the link, and from there, obviously, we're just banging out pair music, innit? So at that time, I was in the height of actually, you know, making mixtapes, doing this rap thing, as per se, and like from then, kind of just, you know, locked in.
So what's your what's your background? What area did you grow up in and that?
You know what? My thing's a mixture. Now, the weirdest thing is, it's like probably in the early stage of my life, I was in Hackney. Shout out to all the man them, and then the reason why everyone's always like, oh yeah, but you're from North, and I'm like, yeah, but because maybe when I got to about say 12, 13, I moved to Tottenham.
Okay.
Now the thing is, home is where the heart is, but home is also where you cut your teeth, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Probably I took my biggest W's. I mean, made my biggest W's and took my biggest L's in T. Probably, you know, what created me as a man, and that was always over there. And so that's why it's always been home to me, because like, probably in all of my life,
did you still,
I lived the biggest chunk there.
Did you still keep links with Hackney?
Oh, of course, because you know,
still have family
I went
there?
to school there. I've got family there now. It's like, for me, I was never the guy where, even like in the stage of the height of, you know, come on, with no one's thing, both of them ends were beefing like crazy. But I was never in the mix of that, because I was always cool with everybody. Because I went to school with all of these, man, or I grew up with these, man. I was never in... Even like with regiment per se, I was never as in a part of anyone's block.
Yeah.
I was always with man them because I was cool with these guys, or cool. I could go on to various different blocks. Yeah. It was crazy.
It's the best way to be, man. You know what I mean? Some
it's a blessing. It's a blessing, but it's a curse. It's a blessing, but it's a curse, because look, I remember there was a time I was out as a youngster.
You can't be a friend to... Listen, let me say this. A friend to everyone is an enemy to yourself.
And I said this to a man the other day. I hear you. And I said that because I was out, and obviously two groups of people that I knew, and I'm cool with both sides, but obviously certain men are beefing. So they're coming to me in the dance saying, oh, tell my man I want to come outside. The next man's like, oh, tell my man I want to come outside. And I'm like, oh,
instead food.
I ain't even here for that. Like, I'm cool with
what do
all
you do in
them
them situations when like, say you're in a like, I know you're explaining one scenario, but just say you're in like a more personal one where literally you got two friends that are trying to do each other harm. What do you do in that scenario?
Now, my thing is, I'm always going to try and see the reason. Like, there's some things that are beyond our control, in the sense of, do you know how deeply personal it could be, or depending on the violation crossed, there's a difference. Because if a man says, all right, you just stone cold stunned my mums, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, do your thing. Like, I'm not involved in it. I can't save you from that one.
It depends on what the violation is.
If it's a talkable thing, if I'm cool with both people, of course you're going to get in the middle. But sometimes you have to step away, because you've got to look at it as at yourself, in the point of, I don't know. It's like, how long are you going to be the shepherd for the sheep?
Yeah, sometimes you got to let the sheep just do their thing.
When you're a grown man and you've got your own things going on and that, you got to say sometimes, you know what? I can only talk sense to A or B, but I can't...
Do you know what it is? I think I'm asking that because I see many scenarios where it's like somebody that could be a possible mediator. It's almost like they lack the character to actually step up and do the right thing and actually mediate like properly. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I've seen many scenarios, even like down to like gang wars, and there's certain brothers that literally have got love over there and love over here. Got power, got say so over here, say so over there. And then when I'm saying to man, boom, you need to step up and try and
bridge the gap.
Man's just like, nah, relax, I'm not getting involved.
But you know why that is though, bro? Because that's not lucrative for business, bro.
And also, I think people manipulate those power, like on a grander scale. This is us as a community, or as a people, as a society. Yeah, where we know that there's certain points that we could put to the side for the betterment of the masses. we want to hold our little corners, and that works better for the powers that be to keep us separated, divide and conquer kind of thing. So it's like from a social aspect all the way down to the man them. You can see that playing out. You get me? Where it's just better for beef is just better. Like,
you know what it is? Beef is better for business because you're always going to have the competition. The competition's always going to bring, more sales, more. Like it's a lucrative exchange.
Even down to like artistry or anything like that.
Yeah,
you always need to have a rival. Not you always need to, but because people seem to use that to have a rival, and that's the best come up. Oh, this man going at that man, that rare, or this tune, or
it's going to generate.
Look at Kendrick Lamar.
All right, but you know what it is? In this generation, one thing that I've learned, and I always say, is clout is a dangerous drug. And the thing is, if one's going at the other, everyone always wants to hear when the other one's comeback is going to be. No, I love it because I come. No, but I come from a background of battle rap. So I love the back and forth.
Yeah, I love that.
But at the same time, I feel at a certain time and a certain age as men, we've got to say, okay, when are we going to stop doing this now? Like, listen, don't get me wrong, maybe if you're a youth man or you're maybe under 25 and you're in all of that, but me being big 40 plus, it's like, all right, cool. There's a time to leave that to leave the streets and leave the bravado and ego all to the youth man. Go on your next path, if you know what I mean.
You mean in a real life, but not in the music?
No, but in the music life, you would still always be the savage because if someone calls out my name for something, the clapback's going to be terrible because that's the natural battle rapper in me. And you never lose. This isn't like boxing or one of those kind of sports where my physicality is thing. Unless I get bloody, Lord willing, touch wood,
don't even say it.
Or something, unless I get something, that impairs my mindset or my speech or whatever. Like,
man, I'm still
always going to be able to write those bars or have them in the chamber and spit them flows. So, yeah, I guess that's just the natural MC.
So how did you get into music?
Do you know what it is? I think I'll shout out to my bro. Because I was always into music in terms of learning how to make it, music technology, Pop's always playing music in the house, just
what music was he playing?
To be honest, you know what it is? Them times, shout out to Pops. He had like, shout out to Uncle Trey, R.I.P. He had like couple yard man around, and it was like obviously we had the traditional Nigerian Shina Peters, Fellow Kuti, the proper old school Nigerian rhythms, but then we had the more the reggae tunes and whatever as well.
Oh, them yardies are snuck in again. Yeah, again.
Snuck in, Tutu, Bob Marley, everything.
Oh, a bit of Bob.
Obviously, that was the early style of dance or whatever man.
Reggae and then,
it obviously evolves because we grew up, hit the roads. You're not even having to like. Obviously, I'm doing certain things where I can buy my own food now. So it's not you're just eating mumsy's food. You now know what peppers and spice and Chinese shop and all of these lot taste like now. So when you're doing that, obviously within that culture, you're meeting different people from different cultures up and down the country, raving whatnot. You get to hear everything, jungle. Whatever, so I went through all the styles. Yeah, of course I did. Listen, Shabba Shocking, Skibbity Days, Riddle, come on. The old school.
What, I got a difficulty because I don't say R.I.P. but I mean it. Like, I mean the best wishes for those that have passed. But I don't say R.I.P. because one, I think it's cliche. Two, I don't know if I want you to rest in peace or to live another life. I don't know. Resting in peace, I don't know, man. I'm not sure what.
Rise in paradise, bro.
Yeah. I don't know. So I just say.
Skibbity. I just see it.
Skibbity was a massive influence on me.
Of course.
So big up the jungle.
All of them were.
He was jungle.
In all stages of music.
Yeah.
I feel
big up Skibber.
That we can't look at any of especially the people that have come through the UK scene. Whether I like them personally or I don't like them personally or. Whether they're my kind of music or aim, if they've had an imprint on the way that the game's evolved.
No, we're not going to say everyone. Who had it? Who is your musical influences?
What, from the UK?
Just in general, because why is there a difference?
Okay, in a general, I would always say it was early US because it was always like Mobb Deep. like Onyx, Last Days. That's where I came into hip hop. Like Biggie, Pac, Big L, Big Pun, Cannabis, Immortal Technique, Tech Nine, Crooked Eye. Like I was.
I only
was
got
in
into
there with
Cookie Eye
lyricists.
later from the
Yeah,
Slaughterhouse.
I was into lyricists.
Yeah.
So for me, it was more of a thing where I was into the hardcore D Block, that kind of DMX. That was my era of coming up in music. So obviously, past the raving of
What was
days,
the first piece of music that you bought? What's the first song or album you
I'm
actually
not gonna
bought?
lie. If I actually go back,
What did you buy? The first one. Be real. If it's S Club, say so.
No, it isn't. It isn't. And I tell you why. I tell you why. I'll be real. Like, I was still from the day, like, obviously, like, my day was, we didn't go out and buy music. You heard it on the radio and you had 2 tape cadets and you would press record and make your own mixtapes, innit?
But then you bought a CD.
But I tell you, I remember.
Bought a CD.
No, I bought 4 CDs that day. The first time I went to Body Music Tottenham and actually physically bought CDs, it was Joe Budden's first album.
Pump it up.
Jules Santana's first album.
Jealousy, yeah.
Memphis Bleak's first album.
Weren't a bit of me.
And I can't
Weren't
remember.
a bit of me.
I can't remember who else I got. I think it might have been Cannabis's album. It might have been a 2000 BC album.
From your mom,
What
from
you
the first,
beef
second,
with,
and third
you might be walking down
make
the
your wife
street
get
there.
on the horn, call Minister Farrakhan so he could persuade me to squash it. I'll be like, nah, he started it. He forgot what a hardcore artist is. A hardcore artist is a dangerous man.
Such as myself, changing up 20 miles to soft sand, on the off-land. Program to keep hundreds of balls off-land to a lost from garden land. You done spitting some wet shit from before.
Because it's been a minute, I forget it. Fuck that.
Because like Comedy Q, I see the
bitch in you.
And I'ma let the world see it too.
Fuck. Hey. That's an illegal low blow. Yeah. Big
Nah, I mean, man, I gotta show you how to get in the next
Yeah.
You gotta be ducking the weed, man. Eat MCs, man.
Hey, talking about Tyson, on a quick side mission.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
All right, yeah. What are you saying? I know.
Uncle. Uncle.
Why? For the bag, innit?
Why for that? Uncle.
For the bag, innit?
No, but you know what it is? Do you know when it's like, people are great, yeah? And I say this about a lot of people now, look, rest in paradise DMX, yeah? But you see, for what he was doing to himself, I was kind of glad that, all right, you left with your last bit of good music and we get to enjoy you as that. Rather than, it's like, you know, like the Amy Winehouses or whatever. It's like you enjoyed their good bits and no one said, look, rest in peace and whatever. But I'm more of a person of, I don't like seeing someone under self-destruction. It's like, it's past your time now. Like, you're 60. You nearly, like, it doesn't matter how good you were. Father Time catches up on us all. And I get you're getting the bag or whatever, but now leave it, please. Like, look,
You
that
like
was
boxing,
awful.
innit?
I love boxing.
So,
I'm a big boxing fan.
was that a bad move for boxing?
Do you know what it is? In this day and age, there's a reason. I can't say it was a bad move for boxing. I'll tell you why. Because, one, this influencer boxing, you know, style of thing is actually taken over now. It generates good money. And it brings eyes from outside boxing that probably didn't know nothing about real boxers. They're watching these boxers and now they're probably watching certain other boxers now through it, if you know what I mean. But there's sometimes where you got to allow it. It's like, look, some of the people, look, Jake Paul, by the way, in my opinion, he's actually a decent fighter.
You believe so?
I believe so.
Okay, cool.
I believe, look, if you take away the whether we like him or we don't like him and we look at him just as an individual, I think he's gone away, he's put in the work, he's in good condition, he's not a slouch, he can move within the ring, he's got power. He's actually taken his dedication to training or whatever and developing a style as a boxer serious enough that, all right, I'm not saying he's world championship material, but right now, if we looked at it in our system of boxing over here, maybe a English title or I don't know, early European style. And remember, he's progressing.
So wait, don't you think all this shit is rigged?
No.
Do you think this last fight was rigged?
Okay, do you know what it is?
This last fight was rigged?
The Tyson fight,
Yeah.
I believe that he pulled his punches.
Okay, so what do you call that?
It's rigged in the sense...
No, what do you call that,
but
though?
you got to understand something. My only problem with that fight was they labelled it a pro bout.
And what was it, more of an exhibition?
It was an exhibition. Now, let's be honest, if you're just giving it as an exhibition, then cool, you're not supposed to knock each other out. There can be those kind of things. But the fact that you tried to label it a pro, like on Jake Paul's record, you beat Mike Tyson. Yeah, but you beat him at 58, so it means nothing. There was no win-win apart from the financial side. Do you know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Beating up.
I mean, you almost got to punch up my uncle. And the thing for me is,
he didn't
no,
knock
he
him down.
didn't.
Yeah,
And he pulled his punches.
Yeah.
But that's like, for me, it's like beating a man when he's down. I'm not going to want to go in the ring with Mike Tyson because he's an idol. I still want to see Iron Mike.
As an exhibition, it makes sense. But as a
proper professional fight.
fight.
No, you can't.
But it's down as a professional fight, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And man definitely pulled his punches. And in a professional fight, if you pull your punches and refuse to eliminate your opposition, that's match fixing.
Yeah, but do you know what it is?
That's
in
match
boxing,
fixing.
if you really look at boxing has been corrupt for ages.
Of course, no.
I'm just looking at it like this, as in we can't say that like that one's match fixing because look how many other fights that we see questionable.
No,
cards.
what I'm trying to say is, I believe professional sports in general.
But do you know why I'm not mad at it? No, in the professional ranks,
yeah.
I get mad at it because I'm like, okay, this is these people's livelihoods. They're putting their things on that. But you see, in these influencer type thing, come on, it's all fantasy. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. That's when you get the bonus characters on the game and you can play as them. It's like WWE almost. Yeah. Do you know?
That's
we
how
know
I'm
it's
seeing
scripted.
It.
Like, that's how
but
I
even
look
in
at
professional boxing, I've seen things and
horrible.
You know what I mean? I've watched things to do with like basketball, football, and there's definitely a lot of throwing. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
All of these things that are going on.
And I believe all professional athletes of a certain level are on some form of roids. If they're winning medals and that, you're on.
Yeah, but do you know what it is? I believe as well. There's
some people that can get through and some people can't.
Right, exactly. They know who they're letting through and they can't. Because look, certain man, they can eat spicy beef. Yeah. And they'll say it's the beef, innit? Yeah. And then certain man, they'll say, nah, but he's on the ting.
Do you think Usain Bolt was on juice?
Blood, you listen. Bolt was doing his thing. You get me? And I just believe, that like...
You know why? You know why I'm saying that?
No.
Because it's like at one point, it's like everyone else in his team got nabbed.
No, everyone got nabbed but him.
But him, which is like...
I hear that. But I hear that.
I'm like, alright, cool.
But at the same time, I've got to look at it and I've got to say to myself, unless I can have the evidence of it, I can't be someone to downplay your achievements unless I know. Like, look,
see when they pulled up Dwayne. Yeah. See when Dwayne got nabbed. Yeah, Dwayne Chambers got nabbed. Yeah,
the cocktail.
So, hey, you know when Dwayne Chambers got nabbed? Guess what happened? Dwayne's a G. Blood. But guess what happened?
Bruv.
They all turned on him.
No.
But guess what? One of them that turned on him was Kelly Holmes. Let me tell you something about Kelly Holmes, right?
No, forget Kelly.
Wait, bro. Because she thinks man's dumb. Wait. She thinks man's dumm.
All right, no.
I remember
this is what I talk about self-accountability.
Yeah, I remember Kelly Holmes, when she first started. Little slim, petite, lighty, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. 2-2s, what happened? She went and started training with Mutombo. What's her name? Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it Maria Mutombo?
Mutola.
And like, you never forget her face.
Because she was the one that was above her.
And let's just say,
remember.
Maria Matola was like 50 Cent.
She was the dog. Yeah.
She's like 50, Maria Matola, Google her. So that. Kelly Holmes went and started training with her. When Kelly Holmes came back from the training, she had a jaw. She had the yellow yam. Wham. Yeah. Traps.
She got the yellow yam.
So for you now to like you think we're dumb.
No,
when I'm looking,
but the thing about it is, no, this is what it is.
For you now to turn on Dwayne Chambers.
No, what you're saying is real, but you know what it was,
Because they're all on juice.
Kelly Holmes did a thing, You see Dwayne Chambers, bro, who's naturally got thighs like this, Like, you overdid the thing,
Did he overdo it?
What about Linford?
They said they nabbed Linford for something, didn't they?
Listen, whether
Linford was
got
moving
listen,
like a...
Tunnel Vision, blood, was sponsored by Cheetos, bruv. Like
Linford was moving, man.
When you look at the look,
big up Linford,
big up
Dwayne.
all them, man.
All I'm saying is, I'm saying what they can't say.
All right.
Listen, I'm saying what they can't say. Everyone's on the juice at that level.
Do you know what it is?
They can't say that,
no,
but
and
I'm
they
telling
can't
you.
say it, and I agree with you. The reason why I agree with you is this. Look, like yourself, I've been training for many years.
Yeah.
I go in so many gyms where I openly see man on the juice in the training rooms. They tell me about the cycles.
Yeah. So
Now,
some of them
at
can't
the
hide
end
it.
of the day, I realize, and certain of them say, look, you can't get certain definitions.
There's certain
shapes
things that have
that extra.
Not from your lineage.
Yeah, it's just not
Soz.
like
Soz,
there's a 5%. There's a 5%. Like,
Not from your lineage. You know what I mean? And that's a good and bad thing. Get me? Don't look at the goods. Get me? It's not all. Do you know what I mean? Because you're looking at the mandem and you're thinking,
no, but do you know
it
what
comes
it
with
is?
things.
Unless you're taking certain things, you're not going to get to certain.
Frost, being hench comes with things. Just tell them because they think you just hench and
but do you know what
it's not always a good thing.
It's a lineage thing.
You're not hearing what I'm saying.
I believe if you eat right and you train right, you have a certain aesthetic.
You don't hear what I'm saying.
What's that?
I'm saying you need to warn the people out there that think being hench is just the shit and they don't know the downside of being hench. I'm letting them know there's things like sitting on a train and you can't. You get me? It's like elbow wars with everyone. There's things of being picked out in the crowd like, yeah, you done it. You can't get angry. You can't be upset anymore now you're hench. You can't move your arms around too much because you intimidate people. You can't wear certain... Zara's done. You think you're going to... Walk past Zara, bruv. Yeah, you're wasting your time trying to go in Zara when you got arms and stuff. Tell them, bruv, it's not
do you know what it is,
a good life.
Like, for me, do you know what it is? See, man like him, that he has to worry about that.
Bro, you can't go Zara. Don't try, bro.
No. What it is,
I will laugh at you.
I like to call it more aesthetically pleasing.
I will laugh at
it's
you.
It's not hench.
What can you...
No. It's
what
not hench.
Wait, hold on.
Like, I'm borderline.
Okay.
Do you know, like where
what can you get from Zara?
Enough to categorize, to walk with the henchman, but I'm still slim enough to wear the Zara one piece or two.
Why for man being slim? But what I'm saying,
what do you mean?
That's your business. Why I never asked for dimensions.
No,
you get me? I never asked for descriptive dimensions of sizes.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying.
Why Zara, bruv?
No, because Zara only goes up to certain measurements in cloth. Only goes, you get me? And I'm saying when you're hench, them shops there don't cater to the man them.
Yeah,
so unless you want to get pins and needles in your arm, yeah, but you don't want to tell them
I can still shop at the average shop, man.
I'm
alright.
You
I'm not
got
that hench.
body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
You know when you got can't see yourself, walking indoors sideways and still don't know. Well, go on. Yeah, and that. Wonder why people are crossing the road. Like what? Get me? I'm telling you, bro. You can't even kiss your teeth when you're hench. People act like you try to
no,
like,
you know what I hate
punch their head off.
I hate it when you talk to some people and they go, "You're bad. You think you're bad because you got muscles."
Oh yeah, no. Here's the one.
Why?
Here's the skinny man.
I'm not even watching that.
Here's the skinny man motto. Muscle don't stop bullets, you know.
Oh,
you know, skinny. Muscle don't stop bullets. You're right, but do you know how many gunmen have punched up till they don't know where they are? They don't even know. They don't even know. You forgot I punched you up. I've changed your life, cuz.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. Muscle don't stop bullets, but then bullets ain't always available when
it kicks off.
You get me? When there's punches in your face and stuff and other things like radiators and
do you know what it is? Even when they say that, it's
stop signs.
Okay,
and that.
like, not even to glorify that, but even when they say that, they're going on like muscle man ain't got bullets as well.
Yeah. So when man's hench and shooting at you, now what are you gonna do?
Now what? Like so yeah.
Tell them.
For me, it's one of them ones where I'm not like obviously when at a younger date, them kind of things will bother me, but.
Don't you think you get stereotyped?
It's not about because people do that.
Don't you think when people look at you, they stereotype you?
Yes, of course. Because
that's another downside. You're not speaking up and telling them
whatever, not a certain image, maybe because
and you're hench. Say it, bro.
Okay. I train or whatever.
He's evading. Even Maverick's like, bro, what going? Like, cuz.
Bro, personally,
yeah,
I don't see myself as hench.
Alright.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I'm 14.5 stone.
Yeah.
I see hench.
You know what it is?
20 stone, 22
Maybe because
stone,
I knew you when you
proper
were skinny.
Heavyweight, like, you know, bodybuilders or whatever. I would look at them like, look, I train around the likes of, like, shout out Big Wes, Andries, shout out man like flipping Tiny Iron, like Bodyworks Tottenham, shout out. Like, I come up training around them, man. Now, when them man have got the biggest biceps in the UK and they're absolutely wow.
No, I get no. No, listen, I'm not exaggerating. No.
I look at them.
Sorry, my brother.
Personally,
I
say
hear what you're
for the
saying.
elites.
Let's keep it moderate. We're not talking about them man there
Yeah.
or whatever, and whoever's on juice and whatever.
No, big up them, man. No. No, listen, I know what all of these man are dealing with. Listen, I'm being real.
No, I don't know. I don't know none of these man.
In the locker room.
But I know when you got the biggest arms in the world, yeah. Obviously,
no, I hear all of that. But even if you're doing all of that, what I'm trying to say is,
you still got to put in the work.
For me,
that's the truth as well about
obviously for
steroids.
me, until a certain age, I grew up with the naivety. So I'm in the gym with these man thinking, right, I need to eat 10 times a day. I'm getting that wedge, like, rah. And I'm like,
there's a limit. There's a limit you can get.
Obviously, I'm getting to a certain thing, but I'm like, rah, why am I not like?
Listen,
until I've seen the dark side of the game.
There's a limit that you can train to, and I think that limit looks similar to people that are on roids. So you can get to a certain level. That is possible. But like you said, there's a very rare amount of people that can get to that.
Even now,
majority of man that you know that are fitness gurus and that, like, you know, the pandas and all these man and rare Mike Rashid and all that. All of them man, they've been on juice.
No,
that's
but the
fact.
thing is, like, for a man that's never been on juice, I tell you, I've got good muscle memory.
Yeah.
So there's times where, like, look, I'll hit the gym for 2 hours in that day. I'll come and people be like, right, like,
yeah.
Like, look, but you know, you've just caught me fresh off the pump.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying or whatever? But in the general thing is, I'm lucky because obviously I saw the dark side of the game really late. And I'm lucky at the same time that I was around people that were open enough to say, bro, this is the bullshit. This is the ups, downs. So I thought, okay, whoa. All right.
Let me give you jokes. How many people have said to you, yeah, but it's because you're Nigerian?
I've had that one.
Oh my God.
You eat the pounder when you're
it's because they're Nigerian.
It's gussy,
it's because you know, like, man don't want to credit you for the work you put in. Yeah, it's just because you're Nigerian. It's true. But at the same time, there's a truth to it because, so Asian man, if you say a hench Asian man, he's on roids. Yeah, especially if he's got...
I see them though.
Yeah, big up the Asian man, but they know to get to a certain level, because look, we all got different qualities, bro. Even certain Chinese man, you can get ripped. But if you see them with any size on them, it's roids, cuz. That's just a fact. So, you know what I mean?
Bro, do you know what it is? That's what I'm saying. If you've been in the game long enough and you've been around like top gyms and
better man's on roids.
This kind of
Gala on roids nowadays. Gala taking steroids nowadays.
You can see the pickled skin. You can see
it's the skin, it's the spots.
Yeah,
and you know another thing.
Telltale signs.
Man is so focused in that gym, yeah. It's like he's shooting laser beams through whatever he's staring at. No one is that focused. You didn't notice nothing. Nothing's got, like, you're just in such a zone. I'm like, yeah, this guy's on roids.
Yeah, he's on the
You can just see, because the way they're working out and that, it's like raw. That intensity lets me know. I know, because I've been around gyms long enough. I know how people...
I'll be honest to you, bro.
I know the different levels of fitness that's out there.
Like, if WWE or AEW or one of them, man, came to me now and said, come, Frost, 5 mil, 1 year, man, just need you to be on the juice, 3 months, get wedge, like, you're in, bro. I've got family to feed, yeah? That's life-changing money. I'll get on the juice and I'll get wham. But I've never had that because, for me, training's never been an ego thing. It's always been the discipline. That, I feel pissed off. Let me go gym. And get rid of all of that energy and start again. And you know what? Okay, the aesthetic good look is a bonus.
It's a bonus.
But for me, it's always been the discipline
the
thing.
Wellness, the mind, body.
If I ever had it as an ego thing, bro, I'd probably be still like, for instance, when I was younger, I was much more into combat sport or whatever, or actually fighting, man, or whatever, because it was an ego thing. Now the ego's dissolved, if you know what I mean. It's much more a discipline thing. And that's what I think a lot of people seem to forget in this day and age.
That's why you don't know your hench, because you ain't got an ego.
Oh, well. Do you know what? I still don't think I'm hench. I still don't. And I tell you why. Right. As I said earlier, I refer back to the fact that, look, even though the man that I probably looked up to when I started training or trained with were all on shit that I didn't know they were on at the time. I was of the belief, like, come on, I grew up watching WWE.
How many men did you look up to?
Huh? What?
How many men? This
guy's an idiot, This guy's an idiot.
I said, huh?
Bro, you have to question these guys, you know. Bro, why? You're an idiot. This guy's an idiot, bro. Now, when, like, look, okay, I see it as in the people that I aspired to train like or whatever. They were all of this stupid size, and I was always eating more than them. Doing that, thinking, how can I get there? And man were telling me, oh, you're hench for your size or whatever. But I'm like, but why am I not there? So obviously, when you then start going as an adult into these locker rooms and man are open with it, and this cycle, that cycle, man are spending bags.
Do you know what, brother?
Bags on this juice.
I was gonna add, you know what? Like, I don't know why we're on the topic of steroids, but it is what it is, But do you know what? I realised that even man in jail was on steroids.
Oh,
you get me? I'm thinking, right, like, man's going out their way to get steroids brought in.
Where it's there.
Steroids is gualing in there, because...
Bro, man are not just coming at bolo from nothing.
No, but like, no, a lot of men are.
No, they are, but
there's levels.
But there's levels.
There's levels,
that's what I said. Again, there's levels.
There's levels,
and remember, I said there is always going to be a 5-10% of people that are just genetic freaks, bro. I know certain men that never even go gym. And if you see how bolo they look like...
Big up my cousin in Nigeria.
You get them, man. You just got them natural...
My man's got a 22-pack. Yeah, there's no gym inside.
There's no gym inside, bro.
He's got a 22-pack. He's got packs up to his neck and that, like,
goats and all of them ones there, bro.
A man goes to school and that. Like, I'm like, yo, brother.
Mad thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. So you get them natural, the freaks of nature, if you like. But at the end of the day, it's what you're doing it for. Like, for me, I wouldn't want the health problems that come with, or, look, we get one life. Why ruin it? Just because of that. Like, for me, as I said, I'd rather just burn my dank and just be easy.
You know what it is, fam, yeah? Like you just touched on, I think worrying about what it would do to your heart, health effects, I feel like that's always been quite a big thing. Everyone's always spoke about, like, the damages of it. So to me, it's like a scary thing, like crack or rare, because you're telling me that there's... Do you know what I mean? So that's why I would just not look in that direction. I feel like I'd be the unlucky one to fuck with it and then get the side effects. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it, man. I know enough man that's taking it.
That's my mentality. Yeah. I'll be the one that, like, look, if I was going to do them things...
Grow tits on his back.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck
all
is
of that, all of them madness will be me, like. And do you know what it is? If you was going to do them things, I should have been doing that from I was young, 20 and whatever. Like, where I'm a certain age now, I'm like, you know what?
Introducing these
I can't afford them
chemical imbalances.
Yeah,
and
not
these
at
things,
this time.
You know what? These things now fuck up your metabolism long run.
Bro,
so now
they'll fuck up your personal, your professional life, all of that. At what age? Like, allow me, bro. Like, that's why it's just like, if I never got into it then, it's too late for me to get into it now. I'm one of them ones.
There's another type of steroid that people take, that kind of has the same kind of effects on people's personalities and private lives. Sniff.
Oh, man. Whoa.
Sniff. Wow. I'll tell you why sniff is like a steroid, because it gives certain people that social confidence or whatever that you don't know that's what they've taken to get there.
Yes, of course.
You're just being you.
They follow that high.
For them to try and be lively and whatever, they're taking sniff and that. I realise that a lot of people sniff. Like, a lot of people. And that shit just corrupts you.
No, do you know what it is? It's become socially acceptable now.
It's always been, you know what? Secretly, outside of our culture, it's always been the drug of choice.
No,
and even in our culture,
it's not.
In the underground, it's actually quite popular.
Else, because, all right, let's take it out of our culture even, And I will say this. When I was young, as I said, because of the music that I listened to and the place that I come from and where I've cut my teeth in sense of areas growing up and whatever, that was always a nitty thing. Anything as we consumed as Class A. It didn't matter whether it was sniff, dubs, but whatever. It was all Class A. It was a nitty thing. But when I like to think it was more the house era, when funky and house came in, and it became a Molly and all of this in the party thing, it became an acceptable
more
thing.
Acceptable, yeah.
Now, I remember in a lot of these house dances or whatever, for the first time, where we grew up going to the house parties or the raves with our people in there, where it was just a dank thing, you know, there was a certain boundary.
Wait.
We're now raving with opposite parties.
You know, I'll be real with you.
Who are doing a lot of other substances.
Because my start in that little club scene may have been a little bit earlier for whatever reasons, right? Because I was going out there extra young.
Yeah.
One thing I'll tell you this. You go to a jungle or a garage thing up in West End on a Saturday night, Oxford Street, go in a club, walk down the stairs, first thing you smell, crack.
Yeah, 100.
You know what I'm saying?
100.
With PSG, Munchie, all them MCs doing their thing.
You just said it.
On the mic.
You just brought
and
up
then
the
in the
style
corner,
of music. The style of music.
Them times there.
If you went to a bashment, or for
you might even smell it in a bashment.
I'm not saying you wouldn't, but
you
more
might even.
time, I'm just saying maybe that's what I'm saying. Over on my side, where I was coming up, in our thing, it was much more of a frowned upon thing.
Yeah.
So it would never be an open thing.
And
I'm not saying man weren't doing it, but it wasn't an open thing. Whereas in now, you can go to a rave in 2024 and it's a normal thing. Man ain't even going toilet. They're doing bumps at the bar. Like,
listen, hear what I'm saying. There's a difference from the back of the era where people were putting crack in their spliffs or smoking crack. And they thought it was a money man thing. But not many, I don't think that people weren't really sniffing or sniffing openly. I didn't really see about that. But now you're right. But it's British culture, because if you go in a pub, certain pubs, you go into the toilet, it's normal. They're just racking up. People are racking up on the table. I've seen videos of people saying, do a line, do a line, do a line. The whole pub's chanting and that.
It's normal.
It's normal culture. And our cultures are merging, and the drug culture is one of them where, you know what, people looking for escape. Deep down inside, looking at society, people need escape and are looking for escape, and the drugs are always there to help give man a certain level of escapism. Even us, everyone's encouraged to indulge in something that takes the edge off something, and even though we don't look at it like that, when you break it down, it's all that. Even when man gets home after a whole day of work, a man just kicks back, a man just wants to, just bun a zoot. But when you don't bun the zoot, like we was talking a bit earlier off camera, right? When you don't bun the zoot for a couple of days, you appreciate the level of clarity and energy burst that you get. For me personally, it's like a slightly stressful feeling, but I kind of enjoy it. It gives me fuel, and I feel like I'm very productive and I do bare shit. But then there's like that craving when weekend come, and that, I don't know, it's like part of relaxing.
Yeah, it's a wind down, but do you know what it is? I guess it's different, because for me, in years gone by, that weekend would have been out raving or whatever not. Whereas in now I've probably changed that to being at home with a Henny, playing computer, quick little zoo, or like I guess the dimensions have changed, and I'm a much more of a homebody than an outgoing person. So I think that's just like, I think that's the evolution.
Okay, if that's the case, then why do we both feel like we want to quit? What's going on?
Okay, the reason why I feel that I want to quit is because when I have that clarity, or for instance, I train every day. Now, I feel to myself, am I giving myself that optimum later in life? And it's more mentally to do with, okay, I'm one of those people, I'll tell you now, like, smoking in general, I've probably smoked since my early teens. And I'm 40 now. So that's over a good 25 years of me not having my body at the optimum. No matter how many times I've stopped smoking, or I've always gone back to that. And I've not been at my optimum. Now I'm at a point in life where...
So you feel that smoking affects your health?
Yeah, but it also affects yourself. Do you know what it is? If look, you could say you could get the vapes or whatever, no smell, this, that, or whatever, but just generally in a social environment, especially for someone that moves in professional fields, I feel it's an antisocial thing to have there. I feel, don't get me wrong, if I was somebody who was of a stature where I didn't have to work for people and I lived on a nice remote island, maybe I just do it every day because I don't have to associate with people. I just find this an antisocial
When we're talking about smoking, we're talking about bunning.
About bunning. And I find it an antisocial.
It makes you feel. It makes you feel antisocial.
When I'm within my people, that I know we all have we all tolerate this. But it's also a thing of, you could walk down. This
is a time and place for it, though.
And there's a time and a place for everything. But just generally health, and if I look at it in any way, Financially, I'd be better off. Health, I'd be better off. Socially, I'd be better off. In any aspect I look at it, I would still be better off if I didn't have that habit. And to be honest, drinking, I don't really drink. Again, I brought a bottle with me because it's I'm coming to see my bro. Ain't seen you in a minute. You don't come empty-handed. It's just the way we're raised, innit? But like I'll have a sip or whatever every now and then, but it's not a regular.
It's not regular.
I don't buy bottles or whatever. So again, I like to look at it as in if in 2025, let me see how far I can get without these these things.
Yeah, man.
Because sometimes, obviously, I make music, so a lot of the time it's let me build a zoot, start writing to this beat, whatever. But
why? How did the zoot become part of that creative process?
Well, do you know what? To be honest, look, shout out to my big broski, but I even started smoking before he did.
Yeah.
like, do you know one of them ones? He's the older one.
Smoke.
I was the one. I started smoking from young.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to Pops, because I was like, you know, one of them ones there. Like, when all them Uncle Troy, them man there, them Yardy man used to come round and leave a certain, bruv. Like, you know, I was already on young badness.
Them
like,
Yardies again.
So,
yeah, big up the Jamaicans.
Them
You got
Yardies
again.
got fleeced, that bread.
There, 2 strikes now.
They got no man them. Come on.
Yardies,
yeah, but that bread loaf got a little slice and and obviously I had man them around me. Shout out look, all the man them on Park Lane and like places I was around. They had dank. It was just you. I was around it, so it was the era. And obviously that's what I got into. And then when I was writing, I always seemed to feel like, okay, when I've sat down, even with the people I used to...
Yeah, we never had a session without weed.
Of course, it was a natural thing.
We never had a session without weed.
I came up learning that way of doing it.
That's
and
a
all the
fact.
studios I went to, we could freely smoke weed there or whatever. So it was never a non-thing. I would always, before even look, the funniness of it was, I knew we were coming to do a thing, like a podcast or whatever. Yeah. So what was the first thing I even shouted to you earlier? I was like, he's gonna wipe me, and I swear to God, no, Diddy. I swear down. Let me just drop that in there. Yeah. Pause. Anyway, I knew yellow card.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I'm looking at you like,
podcast. Anyway, a man said, bro, they dank down that way. I said, no, I'm patting it before I come or whatever. Anyway, because it's just my natural thing. Yeah. When I know I'm going to do a chilled space or whatever, and I know, like, obviously, this is me being myself. Obviously, as you know, a lot more of the time nowadays, it's I stream live on TikTok.
We gotta get into that.
So we'll get into that. Yeah. But you can't be yourself in this free and express yourself. In
even now, I'm like, I decided that we're just gonna do our thing, have a little smoke, have a little drink, and what it is. I'm gonna use this as a learning curve and see how it patterns, because I've been very conflicted about it. I don't promote vices, but then again, I'm not a role model, and I'm never gonna try and step into that.
No, hell no.
League. I'm definitely here to do jets. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm definitely here to do jets.
I'm one of them people where, again, some people would look at it in an image.
What I was gonna say, sorry, cuz, yeah. What I was gonna say, the reason why I was coming from approaching that angle, right, is because when you was talking about smoking and like the corporate settings and I was thinking, you know what? Well, all of them would sit around and laugh and giggle with Snoop Dogg as he lights a big fucking second.
Of course they will.
Right? So really it's a thing about perspective and
finance.
Power.
And finance and power, because if I was in a position of a Snoop Dogg, they would all sit down and let me burn my zoo in the bloody boardroom, and no one would say a word. And that's the difference. But at the end of the day, when you're somebody who, okay,
do you know what? People,
I look at people like this. It's if you accept the situation that you're in, and you accept the society and the class system that you fit into, your life becomes that bit easier. I tell you why. It's not that you don't stop dreaming or you don't chase for better, but you're not living at that mindset of, oh, why am I living like this? Or no, you accept that, okay, while I'm in this financial tax bracket or while I'm living like so, this is what is going to be available to me. Until I level up or do what I need to do to get into that bigger group, I'm not going to have the... It's like unlocking stages on a game. I fully understand you.
You know what
it's like unlocking stages on a game.
I feel like there's a fire within me that says, you know what? At some point, you're gonna look back in life and think about all the things that you didn't do.
Of course.
And you're gonna regret them. And you know what, bro? Sometimes I feel like I take more L's holding myself back from being who I am and trying to conform than I do from just being myself and letting it fall where it is. I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I don't know whether me conforming or holding back does me any good. Because I will conform or I will hold back from certain things, then I will notice other people being able to flourish off doing. And I think to myself, do you know what? You are in control of what, either you fuck with me or you don't. I'm going to do me how I do me. Because there's drink champs. They're drinking and smoking on the thing.
Bro,
there's Mike Tyson's hot box and all these things. People bunning in the car and like there's just like I just feel like for me,
even on domestic, certain domestic podcasts you get, man are bunning, man are not. But then do you know what it is? At the same
I don't really
time,
see people bunning in podcasts anymore.
But
like,
my whole thing is
smoking.
Whole thing is, look, if this was a podcast where, you know, like I was out now as my younger self, an artist or whatever, I used to leave a lot of this out of my stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know, of public perception.
Branding and all that.
Grown-ass man man. Allow me, bro. Like, I'm living my life. Like, do you know one of them ones?
I like how you put that, man. Just allow me, man.
Allow me, man. Come on. Like, the thing is, I know what half of these people do in their own privacy or whatever, and it's up to them whether they wish to show that side of them or whatever. But because this is like a family setting, this is just a chat between the man them. It's like if we were sitting here, you know, professional artists promoting something, I might have a different outlay on it because I know, you know, professionally this is how it needs to be portrayed. But do you know what? At the same time, when you're in normal settings, it's like sometimes you have to show people the realness because, as I said, within certain of my jobs, I've worked within some of the like biggest music industries in the world and record labels and such, and I've seen what goes on behind closed doors. And obviously, I'm not talking about none of them. You get me? Obviously, within me, I'm very professional in what I do.
Let's move on.
I didn't see nothing.
But
it's one of them ones. It's one of them ones. But
move on.
I'm just saying, in the real world, I know what goes on behind closed doors, and I'm just someone who's not a conformist, innit? I'm not someone that's not gonna be who I am for any kind of thing. As I said, like why I took it back to things like TikTok or whatever, where when I go on there and I stream on that, I have to be a diluted version of myself.
Let's talk about that.
Because of restrictions and
so on TikTok, I don't even know, man. Like, you doing your thing on TikTok. What's that like?
Alright, do you know what? For me, I've never really, and the people that know me know that I've never really been a social media person. Yeah. Like even through the errors of the Facebooks or the Instagrams, I was never really that thing. I tell you when I was,
I was killing it.
I tell you when I was a social media person.
Yeah.
MySpace. That's because it was music and I had music popping then. Do you know what I mean? My thing was ringing. I had my little section.
What was your MySpace good?
Still Frost Pizzle.
Was it Frost Pizzle?
Yeah, obviously it evolved into the I Am Frost P because it was more of a branding purpose.
Was that ever in your friends on MySpace?
You must have been because them days you was doing the mixtape. That's where most of the music came from.
Man's laughing.
Those were the days. Was I present or not, bro? Was on my friends.
Was that in your friends list?
My friends list, I'm sure, bro.
No, not your friends list, bro. No.
You know why for that?
Not your friends list.
Why?
On your friends, get me? Was that in your friends visible?
Why do you even care, bro?
Did you let it be known? Did you let it be known?
Man's talking like was we in a relationship or something. Did you let it be known?
No, you know how MySpace
was like, Jeds on my friends.
You know how
top friends. You know, posted on.
That's the one. Top friends. I forgot what it's called. Was I in the top friends? You know what I mean? Come on.
I don't think I ever put anyone there. I think it just rotated. Rotated whoever was there.
He's lying. That's not what MySpace was.
I swear that's what MySpace was.
We were young, man. We were young. MySpace, definitely representing on your top.
This guy.
Listen, MySpace. Anyone that knows about MySpace,
that was the days, bro.
You definitely. Who was in your top friends on the page? Whether you had 4 or 8 or whatever, or some even 16.
I swear it was the more people that you connected with.
No.
I swear it was. It was like the more people that you like,
he had the sexy Asian things as the top friends. You know when you had like the little girl, not little girls, but the chicks and that, and you giving them the fucking
This guy's an idiot, bro.
the top friends list,
Yeah.
the sexy MySpace girl. Man, them know what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, the baked MySpace chick.
I don't
Yeah,
even
man, that
know,
was good
man.
times, man.
No, do you know
Put
what
your
it was?
player
With
on there.
MySpace, it was good because you had your player
Pictures.
there, you had your pictures, you had your music out there.
Comments or what was it?
all
Like
of that,
comments or
and then
something.
obviously-
People would leave their comment in it.
Yeah,
just
man.
passing through.
Yeah, no, you're an idiot.
Yeah, you know the comment. Yeah, he remembers.
Yeah.
Just passing through.
Oh, man,
just
I
showing your page some love.
I'm like the US government. I could either confirm or deny these kind of.
Just passing through.
you know
Showing
one
your
of
page
them
some love.
ones?
Some of them will try and come through and do like a picture out of letters and that.
No,
you know,
my
like
days,
some
them
pretty
days.
butterfly thing or
Them
something.
days, yeah, because it was all the your commas and all of them things. Yeah,
Spending time.
No, that was different.
They're teaching us how to do coding.
That's when you had like you had
That was the first
Blackchat.
steps of coding, you know.
It was like
Hold
MSN.
on. MySpace.
Yeah, no, that was coding. Yeah, that was
first
early.
steps of
That was
coding.
the early stages of it. It was the early
When you could
stages.
go and like program how you wanted your page to look.
Yeah,
And
no, proper.
That's early coding. There was it's
Proper.
definitely MySpace.
I remember I
was
even
definitely a
had
government program.
one you shout him out. What's his name? Ryujin. He was the one that used to do all my backgrounds
pattern
and
it
that
up
because
for
I
you.
had the music out and like he used to
That
do
was
the
serious
thing,
them
pick him
days,
up.
man.
And yeah, no, man was doing. Obviously, I was heavy into music then, and it's not like I ain't now because obviously I've got my little setup at home. I make music now and whatever, but obviously life took over. Having kids, like other things just took me away from music, and obviously the roads, just doing other things. Actually, do you know what it was? For me, I was in an era where being a rapper wasn't cool.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
in the sense of there was an underground scene of like shout out the kind of it was the Mud Fams and the Rodney P's and whatever, but it wasn't big. Like
big.
Channel U and all of that had come about, but it wasn't really at the stage where
A man was telling you, bro, if you don't rap with an American accent, you won't blow.
right, cool. And
Yeah,
I was
they-
obviously one of them guys who never ever rapped
like,
with
what,
an American accent. So
Broski used to let it slip a little 1 or 2 times.
Whatever.
You know, like, big up, bro. He knows he used to say certain words kind of.
because he was around Bo and Tafari and like the
Let me say
guys
something.
he was
Let me tell-
rapping with.
Your-
They had that influence.
Your brother was literally
Nice,
one of
crazy,
one of the
lyrically.
greatest lyricists
Crazy.
I've ever met.
Crazy.
Like, get me?
Do you know what the weirdest thing is? Even up
Literally.
till now, I still say it to him
One of the
because I'm like,
greatest
bro, I'll
lyricists
send
I've
you a
ever met.
beat, like I'll send you a this that.
I used to love when that brother raps.
It's the way he puts it together.
Yeah,
It's
he's
always
crazy.
always proper artistry,
Crazy.
and that's what got me into rap. Obviously, having an older brother that used to do it, and I used to go there, and I used to hear him and the guys that he was
crazy
rapping
with
with
it.
rapping. So obviously, I went away. But my whole thing was Metaphor Monster. My whole thing was, I want to have the best punchlines in the game. So obviously, I've always been mad lyrical or whatever. But obviously, being around that whole era of rapper, that's what got me into the music game. And then I went away and found all my links myself. And the little deals that I got myself going through the game, obviously, shout out to a man like Zuz Rock. Like, he was my early partner in crime. Zuz,
Fucking, he was
he's
fucking
crazy.
cold.
He's
What was the
absolutely
tune that
cold.
There's a tune
we
that
done
either
the-
you sent me of his or a tune that we was all on, but Zuz.
There's a few tunes that I've done.
that
Like
brother
Zuz,
was
obviously,
cold.
that's my broski from young primary
Does he
school
still make
days.
music?
Whatever. No,
No.
do you know what? He's a brilliant artist, isn't it? He
Yeah.
does tattoos and stuff like that.
Okay,
Shout out
yeah,
to
yeah.
Zuz. But do you know what it is? It's crazy because it come full
Big up
circle
Zuz.
to where obviously the places that I'm connected to in the music game now as an old man. If I had these things probably 20 years ago, the career probably would have went a lot different.
Do you think you're old man?
No, I don't think I'm an old don in that sense.
No,
because
old man, old man. You think
no,
old man?
because I'm as young as I feel. And don't get me wrong, that's why I still make music now. And do you know what I mean? I've got a good youthful side to me. But I mean, is in the sense of, in having a sustained career within the music field, I feel my thing was, I gave it too much consistency. And like a lot of good MCs I know around me, like when life gets a hold of you or whatever, we decided not to carry on because we didn't have the platforms that were available to the youth man now. As in, if you had given me the YouTube exposure, the Apple Music and all of this, then
If it was popular,
I would have been popping,
Man would have
and
been
I would have got
flying,
popping by
definitely.
myself and not
Definitely,
needed
100%.
these. So obviously, shout out to big up Ross Allen, because obviously he was the first guy that signed us to Casual Records. They were intermediary of Island. That's when I did the battle with Sovereign and Shiesty. We did We Spray, me and Zuz Rock. That was all on Medicine. Shout out to Gabriel. We did all of that under there.
So what was the battle with Shiesty? What was that?
So basically, the weirdest thing was
Shiesty.
So that was the song. Big Up Shiesty.
Yeah,
Big Up Shiesty, and Sovereign was on it as well.
Who? Lady Sovereign.
Yeah. So how that tune came about was it wasn't even supposed to be a battle. What happened was I even got to the Medicine studio when it wasn't even a studio. I met the guy that ran it, Gabriel, and he had his own band or whatever. So what happened was we met through a mutual friend, and it was like, okay, cool. If you help us build up the studio, you can get free studio time. So that's how I first got into a studio per se.
Where was that studio based?
It was Cambridge Heath. So we've helped build up the studio, and in return,
where that is. Where is that?
It's in East London.
Okay.
So like Bethnal Green, Cambridge Heath, that kind of area. So we've helped build up the studio. So obviously he started letting me in the studio. Now, big up to Zuz and all my East London gang, because I've obviously brought them with me to the studio, innit? Said, look, I've got studio time. I want to make my little mixtape, whatever. Come jump on tracks. That's where we started cutting our teeth in terms of jumping on it. If you know, big up Zuz, his brother is Glamour Kid. You had the big hit back in the day, right?
Let me get a Glamour Kid.
Cartoon part. Yeah, but obviously he was back in the day. Cartoon party. But he's old school, right?
Yeah,
cool. So obviously, you know, these men come from a musical background or whatever. So
is Glamour Kid good? I heard that he like
no.
Bits and bobs.
He's cool,
he's cool
now and all of that.
Big up Glamour Kid, you know.
Big up him. Come on, no, but that's all. Like that's what I'm saying. So we've all known each other from young. Innit? So from doing all of that music. We
get into this battle with Shiesty.
Right, that's how I'm getting to it, right? So we've done the first couple tracks. So I've done a couple of mine. I remember this is when I first started making music. I done a tune called Holla. I done a tune called Man a Chat Bout, which obviously most men liked or whatever. Shout out man like Chooks, Rob the Hood. He was on that joint with Zuz. A couple of my people from Smalley and whatever, because I grew up on that side of the East.
Yeah, I know. Who did you just shout out?
Chooks.
And who?
He's called Rob. He was called Rob the Hood at the time. That was his artist name at the time.
Okay.
And Zuz Rock, obviously, he was on the joint. So we done the tune, and that was all good. So obviously mixing with the studios that were around. Because remember,
done for moving past that.
Yeah, remember.
Well done. You're a better man than me.
No, you're this guy. But anyway, so obviously doing them tunes, we've done battle. Now, where we've done the battle wasn't even a battle. It was a tune where Zuz, as a usual MC, he's come up with a hook in it, because these times it was much more of I was a rapper, but they were trying to push us on some hip hop
grimy fusion
effect, right? Cool, because now where we've done the first tune, which was We Spray, that got signed. Yeah. So where we've done We Spray, the next tune that we're trying to bring out, we've spat on this tune anyway. Now,
and it was a grime tune. It was more of a
grime tune. So it wasn't for me, but he's come up with a killer hook. Medicine Camp Frost P. But you don't want to fuck with our side, fool. So that was the hook, innit? So me and him are doing it's more of a battle kind of, but me and him are spitting, you know, kind of grimy bars. So Tutus, obviously through Medicine and whatever, Shiesty and Sovereign have come studio. But when we've come back to the studio, they're spitting on the track, but it's like, right, they're kind of like gunning us, man. Yeah. So it's like, what? Okay, cool. Like, all right, cool. But like, we've come back and said, all right, so if it's that, let us
go
have
at
a
you.
comeback.
Like,
it's a smoke. Yeah. So obviously we've said some kind of grimy bars or whatever. That's the extended version of the track. And I think where it kind of went left for me with the whole label situation was when they actually went to put out the track. Yeah. They've put out a short version, which has killed mine and Zuz's last verses.
Well, they locked off your verses.
Our last verses. Our first verses are on there, where we're not really dissing
them, but then they're kind of going at you.
But their verses where they're going at us.
It's like a bit of a setup still.
Cool. But even after that, it's always been blessed. It was never, you lot are dissing us or whatever.
Lady Sovereign is shit.
But I would, no, I'm not saying that.
So, big up.
Big up, Sov, man. Come on. Do you know what it is?
She's shit though. Like, big up. But
I like to look at it. No, I like to look at it.
I get it. That's your
she was unique in her own way. and I never had a problem with her.
No problem.
I just no. I can't say she's
Definitely
shit.
would not be rolling listening to
but what
her
I would
lady.
say is this.
No, at that time she was dead. Like, yeah, what she got was the novelty of the white girl with the braces doing the tracksuit.
No, hold on.
Big up lady self.
We could look at it like this. You can't say she was my brethren. I'll tell you why. Because if she was my brethren, when she got even her bussing with Missy and the Adidas hoodie and that,
they bust together.
and she done the remix and that, all that. She never called none of us, man, to come and spit or whatever, not. Yeah, right, cool.
Spit while she's busting.
But when we was doing the battle and whatever, and people needed jiggling with certain things, we was there like, okay, we're doing this on a brethren vibe. So, cool. But anyway, we like there were shows where I realised...
Use a thing. Culture vulture, use a thing. But big up, safe person, good person. They might not even understand what they're doing. But this is how the dynamics of the machine work. Once the machine, she might have been an authentic something. Once the machine says, yeah, we can use this, boom, boom, boom. Now it's just about utilising the resources of how she's got in there with certain authentic Donnies, and then she'll step on and you will never see her again. And that's how it goes on. Big house in the hills, whatever. If it works out, if it don't, it don't. A lot of people go down that route. It's cool. You notice when listen. You probably know enough people in the music industry.
But lyrically, if you could sustain, the position you was in, you would have.
1 second. A lot of people in the industry that you've probably met and probably had good working relationships with, right? You've seen once they've gone through a certain door, they don't see you, cuz. And it's like something doesn't allow them. They might even be like, oh yeah, well, go on, but when it comes to making any kind of moves, it's always going to be a chat, and they won't do it.
Of course.
Yeah, and that's because...
I went through this a lot, and do you know what it is? I'll shout out to the real people that I met in the industry. Skinny Man being probably one of the first. And the reason why I big up Skinny out of all people...
Councillor State of Mind.
Do you know what? I've been around enough MCs like yourself, people that I've brought into the studios, whatever, when they never had booths or whatever. I've always been inclusive. I never feared any MC around. You know this from we've done Woolly Hats, we've done ciphers together. I was always one of them. Bring them because you know what, you make me sharpen my sword even more. So no Diddy, because you know one of them was this guy. The way he's doing. I'm innocent this time, bro. In terms of battling, I'm innocent. You want that competition, if you know.
Yeah.
So I always welcome top MCs.
I feel like that's what
one of the only
being
MCs.
An artist was about them days.
But I never met him. I never met him via the music.
Yeah.
I met Skinny through natural roads and whatever.
Yeah.
But it just so happened, as an up-and-coming MC and somebody who already had a jump, he was always willing to listen to music.
Skinny Man's
when
real,
I did
man.
like my early music, he would
people
pop
got
down
things
to my
to say
video
about him, but he's a cool brother.
No, he's a cool brother, and I tell you the reason why is a man was real. Everything for me, he was one of my idols in terms of rap UK growing up.
Yeah.
Because knowing a man on a personal level, most of the stuff that he said within his rhymes, he actually lived that, and it was real. So, a lot of people, to me, I don't know them on a personal note, if you know what I mean. So I can't really verify your stories.
Can't vouch for them.
When I
can't
can
vouch for no one anyway,
people,
man.
you can't. But I
hear what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
I can see the authenticity.
Authenticity. That's the word I was going to say.
And just the rhyme patterns and the stuff that he spoke about. Therefore,
Skinny obviously is a very underrated artist, even though a lot of people know him. So I can say underrated.
Look, but I would say there's loads of them that don't get their flowers for what they've done. And even like the whole Mad Fam thing, Chester P. Yeah. Like there were guys that I liked that probably
Chester
people never heard of.
Chester P was like one of the first, not one of the first, but he did like a gangster thing, but slick. Like it was like, I don't know, road. But it was slick how he done it. Big up Chester P, sick.
But that's what it is for me. I came in on that kind of era where man was spitting UK, talking about road,
what was going
on, was going on and whatever. So for me, that was my kind of influence when I came into rap. So I wasn't obviously I saw the era of these big bros and whatever where they were spitting in American flows or whatever. But I just thought I can't do it. It was never me. I couldn't put on an accent or whatever.
You know what? Big up the big bros people.
Big up them. Like, that was their time.
You know,
and
we
that's
always
what they
be
do.
honest, yeah. Because if I played my tune to them, they might be like, yeah, this ain't it. So for me personally,
you might not like my style of music. Loads of people won't.
No, what I'm
saying?
What I'm saying is though, when it comes to big bro, because it's like every time we talk about artists, I'm giving my commentary on.
But I don't want.
I said, Lady Sovereign was dead.
It's not even in any disrespect to them because you know what it is. At that time in the game,
Lady Sovereign was dead.
Yeah. Oh man.
Skinny Man was good. Shiesty was dope. Skinny Man was sick.
Yeah, Shiesty was hard.
Yeah,
man. Come on.
Shiesty was dope. Skinny Man was sick. Big Brothers, they had their vibe. They had a vibe. But obviously, I was not rolling, listening to. I weren't rolling, listening to. When's the last time you played a Big Bro tune? When's the last time you played a Lady Sovereign tune?
Yeah. Sure.
But I played Skinny Man the other day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? On a nostalgia thing, I'm not saying I play him every day, but certain music gets the rewind. Is music. So after the gimmicks is gone, we're dealing with music. So I don't feel like I'm pressured to say that I like something that I don't. But if I don't like something, I don't feel like I'm pressured to not say it.
Yeah, no.
So I'm telling you,
but
big up Big Bros.
I hear why you're saying
dead
it.
Food.
Do you know what it is? For all of them kind of people that come before,
Dead Food.
Look, I remember them. There was what was my man with the mad hair, colourful hair.
I already don't like it.
Starship and whatever.
I already don't like it. You say colourful hair. I'm
No,
not feeling it.
he did the Starship remix with Damage. Platinum Iceberg Slim. Iceberg Slim. Whatever.
Slim was sick.
But that's what I'm saying. All of these guys, they had their moments where I can't not.
What happened to Iceberg Slim?
I don't know. I never heard of him again. I just remember he done a couple tunes.
What happened to Iceberg Slim, the rapper from UK? Please.
That's the one I'm talking about. That's the same I'm talking about now. He went and done the whole multicolored hair.
Yeah. I don't.
The Rodman.
I probably didn't know what he looked like.
Yeah. That was the Rodman vibe or whatever.
You know them times they're artists. A lot of them you listen to them, but you didn't really know the visuals sometimes. You know what I mean? Not everyone was out there with pictures or videos or whatever where you could know what they look like.
I'm telling you.
So I didn't know what Iceberg Slim
looked like. I need to give a shout out, yeah. Most people that never heard of these two guys, yeah. But when I was coming up, I heard of these two guys and I heard a mixtape. They were on Dice Recordings and they were from Edmonton and they were called Universal Soldier. And these two fuckers, Alpha and Omega or whatever, they put together the hardest mixtape I probably heard. They were probably the catalyst that made me say, you know what? I'm on this. These man here, that bars. The way they rapped and the way they had like whoever their producer was doing the mixing and whatever. It was the proper. Do you know what? That was the first time I heard the UK man with a mixtape. And I tell you who else I heard as well. Shout out them because they was from North as well. Venom Crew, where they actually had all of the sound effects in the background of their tunes. Where I actually listened to UK man and put out a mixtape and thought, okay, not just me spitting on a beat.
Slim?
Yeah, not just me spitting on a beat or whatever.
I mean, he just hasn't made music, it seems like. But he's the founder of Afrojack Entertainment, best known for his singles in Nursery Rhymes, Bad Boys, and Starship, taken from his debut album.
Yeah.
The World on Ice. Yeah. Big up Iceberg Slim. Big up Glamour Kid. You brought back some fucking old school names, man. Big up Tubby T. There's certain names of certain artists.
But that's what I'm saying, Carl.
Yeah, man.
From obviously different generations, we've gone through it and like heard the music, like been around different kind of artists. And
for no reason. Big up Gappy Ranks, man.
No, another one.
Big up fucking Gappy Ranks.
Do you know what? I'm still gonna go back to it now.
Anyway,
we got to big up your guy, Randy Valentine.
Big up RV, man.
You know why? Because even till now, I haven't even never met my man in person, but you see that tune that you're featured on with him. Sing My Blues Away. It's still one of my daily playlists. It's like, you know when you have those moments.
Yeah.
Because of what's said on it. And
Captures a little something.
Catches a little nerve. And even to today, I play it to man and they're like, right, who's this? And like, obviously there's other tunes Randy's done I like, but that one for me, just, you know, is one of them kind of moments.
RV, Randy Valentine.
Of course, everyone has their, like, do you know what it is? I believe real music heads have a song for every emotion or whatever. That's a song that would jerk certain emotions or whatever. And certain people would play that and really thingy it. And it's another one you got as well is, you know what? I've got it on my playlist as well, you know. Singing in the Rain?
Singing in the Rain,
Singing
yeah.
in the Rain, nah, you
that
went
one,
hard on
I blacked out on that one, innit, Cuzzy? That's a blackout one, innit? I know. I respect that one.
I felt
Big up.
that one, man.
People felt that one still. Do you know what? There was a brother in Australia who got some of the words on that tattooed on his side. Randomly messaged me and he said, do you mind if I get these words tattooed? And he sent the thing and I was like, oh, do what you're doing. And I don't know how long after he sent a picture. I need to find that picture.
Yeah,
because it was just like a mind-blowing thing.
No, you blacked out on that one. You went mad. And do you know what it is? It's like, look, we've all got tunes in it, but it's just certain tunes where, you know, say, man, spazzed out on that one. Like, he went crazy. Like, that was proper. But man, obviously we've had moments in music anyway. So obviously after all of that the battle and whatever, look, imagine, big shout out to Usain, I seen him the other day, like not too long ago and whatever. Look, man's still in music and that, like I've always kind of known people in the industry because I've always, you know, tried to find my way around the industry. But then I went away, started doing all of my personal solo mixtape shit, worked with various artists along the way or whatever. And then obviously I guess life just took a hold of it. And the way the industry went is, I look at it as in, not that my bars, as I said, the bars will never die. It's not like boxing, but it's a young man's game now in terms of the, you know, what they want to talk about, the drill, the subject matter and whatever. And I just feel like that's not me, innit? I'm still going to make music for the love of it. And obviously if it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere, but I'm not more of the, do you know what it is?
I find the way I describe that,
I can't battle with kids now.
Yeah, forget that. The way I find it is, for me, music is, you know, I don't like to talk about music because I hear the cliches and I feel like everyone says the same shit, and I'm compelled to say unique, original shit. I don't want to waste my breath or waste my words on saying stuff that we've all heard before. Oh, music's my life and I just feel like music's my calling. I know there's more to life, but there's something about expression and the joy of expressing. I think that's deeper than music.
Do you know
what I mean?
It's the poetry for me.
Yeah,
that's why
so I'm saying.
Look, even me,
so that's why. But what the point I'm trying to say is, as a quote unquote cheesy cliche artist who needs to express, you will use whatever mediums are like pleasing and befitting to you. So rap is one of the mediums, and this is why you will always continue to use it, regardless of fame or rare or forget that competition, because you're doing it for the artistry. And the reason why I'm saying that is, I find that's when you get the best art. When you're doing art for art's sake, rather than for, do you know what I mean? So almost a thing of just not even fucking caring what anyone says and what the reception is and views and whatever.
But you know what it is?
That
just
gets better music.
And that's
you
the
get
point
back to the old school of
now.
what music is
it's
about.
Like, look, if I was to scrap all my past musical history, the reason why now I'm more at peace and I'm enjoying music again and I'm making my own music again is because, one, I don't work with anybody anymore. I've always had an engineer or a musical assistant or a team or whatever, or, you know, me trying to bring through other artists, you know me, always bringing everyone else to the studio, I'll pay for the session, let's go, like that kind of vibe. And now I make the music myself. I make my own beats. I've got my own little setup, my own studio.
What do you use to make beats?
Cool. So I use a mixture of Cubase, Fruity Loops, Logic, different things for different. Do you know what I mean? I find that my drums come cleaner in.
Here now.
No, in the sense that
Bluetooth.
In the sense that I don't even think I've got anything on my phone. Like, but obviously on my next journey, I'll send you tunes.
Hiding the beats.
No, not even that. Not even that. It's just, do you know
what
it is?
Working long shifts.
Right
you don't
now,
listen to the stuff you made.
No, it's not even that.
Yeah, we heard that one before.
I think it is.
Being around the world.
I could play you music of mine now. But the thing is, a lot of that music is dated to what I'm trying to work on now. So, as you're building a new sound, you don't really want to put the sound out there until it's ready.
No, I hear you, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm of a different perspective right now. As in, look, right now, like for instance, on TikTok, I've sampled, like, i.e., I've showed people the Backers tune, and everyone's like, yeah, that tune's crazy. When you gonna drop it? When you gonna drop it? So I've realised, okay, that kind of comical yet tongue-in-cheek rap that people are hearing. No Diddy, no Diddy,
bro.
Yeah, but the humorous, the humorous kind of girl rap or whatever, people are liking that. So I've got a few more things like that coming. I'm building a sound. Now, obviously, I found my little lane for that, but I don't want to put that out there because it's going to be my kind of cliche, my niche.
Your niche.
So I want to be able to have my 3-4 tunes ready, drop them out.
But that Backers tune, sick tune. You've always been a sick artist. I feel like,
do you know what it is?
I'll enjoy you putting out more music.
For a long time.
I'll enjoy you. No, just.
But now I want to actually give people an album. My problem is I'm never giving people an album.
I'm saying just on the side of being a fan of the music and your style and your rapping and that, you're really good. Do you know what I mean? You don't need me to tell you that, but I'm telling you that.
No,
you're
I
really
appreciate
good.
that.
You're very talented.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man should check out Frost P's music. Wherever you can catch it.
Yeah,
let's talk about TikTok though.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it.
You're on TikTok. What do you think? Like that app there? Like, what do you think of it? So what do you do on there?
Do you know what it is with me? I'm like at first I think it was a thing where I had a don at work at a job I used to work at, and he was quite decent. Had a good following on TikTok, and I done a TikTok with him, and then he was just like saying, "Oh yeah, people was asking who you are." Because you're funny or whatever, blah blah. So that's how I got into the TikToking thing. I done a few little videos talking about subjects or whatever. They caught a little bit of traction. I got some followers, went live, and I just winged it as I went. So I'm just myself, innit? I come on, and I guess it's like a personality, but a lot of the time I'm just chilling. I'm behind the camera like I am now, just having normal conversations with the people in my comments. But obviously, where I decided to like put things in like the text-to-speech and started doing games nights, so I screened things on live with the laptop and whatever. I just built my own little kind of team, like my own little following on there. And I guess it's, know what? I like to see
yourself like, God, now you've like been testing the waters, you're good in front of the camera in terms of like presenting, hosting, holding a vibe, keeping people's attention and whatever, just vibing, doing your thing. Is there any avenues that you can see yourself going down, like maybe podcasting, doing some kind of other shows or live shows or anything like, do you know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you what, looking at it like this is my probably first time. No, well, it is in terms of actually shooting a podcast or whatever, or being in that kind of podcast scenario setup. But I've always been a natural person from young, doing live shows or whatever. I've never been scared or intimidated by that surrounding. So I could always go into these things. And I guess, like, look, I've got a big passion for things like WWE, UFC, boxing, combat sports. So I've always thought about doing a podcast because I've got great knowledge on these subjects,
on that kind of
on
shit.
These kind of topics.
On
a sports vibe.
That would be sick still.
I've always thought about doing it on that. But even just on general affairs or just, generally talking about things that are going on. But at the same time, I'm someone who also likes to mind my business. So I don't like to be the chatty patty or talking about general affairs, because then maybe people think I actually care about their lives when I don't. So again, that's why I tend to stay away from, he's doing this or she's doing that. Or did you hear what my man done? And
you got to pick and choose.
I find TikTok is a lot of that.
A lot of that,
A lot of that is about what's the buzz on the FYP and who's done the most dramatic thing or who's cussing who. And I don't care about none of that, because none of that affects my life. So for me, I just like to stay in my corner. Yeah, but
if you're interested in sports, I think that's a cool thing. Like, you know what I mean? Shout out to Cameron and Mace and them man there. Like, you know what I mean? It's showing like obviously people can do independent.
Definitely.
You can be Sky Sports now, innit? Or whatever it is you want to be, or whatever. Commentary on combat is a good thing, or some other spin, some other type of.
Yeah, it's just different. Do you know? It's something I've always watched. Like even like, look, with wrestling, AEW. Shout out to Tank, my boy Craig. We went down to the All In at Wembley August, like, because we've always been we're guys that have been fans since we were kids and whatever, and even though it's scripted and whatever, not just the fact that you see the storyline play out, you see the event. It's like shout out to my boy Platts. In March we went to the UFC Cage Warriors 107 or something event, like one of these things. I like live combat sports. I've been to a lot of boxing fights and whatever, so for me, it's something I'm knowledgeable on. I watch it at home.
It is a different vibe. when you go to them things live, though, it is a nice different vibe.
It is.
It's funny
Even
though. Like,
though
it's
you
like
watch it on
every time
TV.
you go to a boxing match, no matter where it is, you like, yeah, there's gonna be a fight.
Yeah, cool.
Like, because it's like too many men
It's the
concentrated on punching.
the
In their
tension.
head, they've got punching in their head. Like, and at any moment, someone wants to punch or thinks they're gonna be punched. How is he for the mic?
Huh?
Yeah, I'd just say if we can get closer.
Oh yeah, we still on, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
Alright,
Yeah,
cool.
we're going. Yeah,
No,
open,
no.
Open your biscuits, man.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, go on.
No, it is, yeah, to be honest. I look, the same way I said, anyone with longevity who's actually got skills would have lasted the duration. That's why I don't need to have my personal opinion
think
on
that's
what
true.
you do. Like, do you know what it is? There's loads of
I don't think
artists.
that's true.
No, but there's artists out now that are dope that, like, in a sense that other people like them for other reasons and I don't like them. But I can't say that you were
what?
shit because you obviously had something that got you to that
One
position.
second. Wait, 1 second. You see, for me, yeah, being shit in my own perspective has nothing to do with how successful you are or how other people feel about you. Being shit is my own personal perception. Like, for instance, if I go to your mum's house and she cooks me or she cooks us some dinner, yeah, and I think that the chicken tastes bitter, yeah, that's I don't care how many generations your recipe's been in your family and how everyone loves it and she's won awards. To me, your mum's chicken's bitter. So, that being said, when someone's shit, I'm not saying that you need to think they're shit.
See when this comes out,
Do you know what I mean?
gonna beat him up, you know?
Wait. I'm not saying that you lot need to think that it's shit. I'm saying that's shit. You hear me? It's shit. Yeah, and Lady Sovereign, big up artists. There's many people that in my eyes, yeah, man, you're shit. I don't like you. You're shit. Yeah, you got platinum, plats, you're very rare. I can't even chat to you in terms of your accolades and that. But it's never been about that. It's been about whether I think you're good or you're shit.
Yeah.
You get me? It's never been about that. And certain man are shit. Yeah, and and they're doing their thing. Certain gal shit, and they've been, and some of them are big because they're shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Some artists are big because they're shit. It is what it is, man.
So what do you think about this Mayu here?
Shit.
What's his name?
Shit.
YJ? I want to know your opinion.
I think he's shit. I think YJ's shit. Like, it's not like he's doing his thing, yeah, allow the youth, cool. We just equality, yeah, equal rights. We treated everyone like everyone else. You don't get anywhere. You're not just gonna get. Oh, I'm not just gonna think that you're good. Wait, I'm not just gonna say that you're good because you might have a bit of tism or a bit of. Get me? You know what I'm trying to say to you? No, like, yeah, no, you're shit, innit? Like, just like we was laughing at JJ Fish, Ice JJ Fish, and 50 Tyson and all them kind of figures. Good morning. What was that you there? A-Town with the T. We was laughing at bare people. You get me? Mm-hmm. We knew that they had a little bit of tism and whatever. And we still had a giggle and they had their 24 minutes of fame and it's all good. This brother, you look like him, it's cool, whatever. I don't have to... I think that he's a shit artist. So what next? Do your thing,
you know
whatever. The cheeky girls are shit. You get me? Fucking Jedward the shit. Whoever, like Mr. Blobby was shit. Like, and they, you know what I mean? Number ones and that. So me saying your shit don't mean that you're not doing your thing. You get me?
No, I'll have your opinion.
Yeah, Batman was shit. Who was that artist you just asked me about?
Which one?
YJ.
No, yeah,
YJ.
This thing is just mad though.
It's what it is. But like I said, he's like Mr. Blobby for now.
Yeah.
So what get me? We've been used to. He's now YJ is the 2024 Mr. Blobby or whatever. There's been better them. It's like a spectacle thing. You like him, maybe a bit of sympathy, sub story, underdog thing. We like to see the underdog do their thing, whatever. True. We don't like to see real people win. We want to see them fall. We don't want to see the super talented, charismatic. There's so many of us that we could have made them famous and but we'd rather sympathy vote. This is how it goes, isn't it? Oh, let him cut through, innit? I ain't trying to stop his bread. But I ain't trying to cut through, do your thing, whatever. It does matter for me. Do you know what I mean? I gauge it by would I ever drive in the car and listen to it? No. Come on, man. So that's how I gauge it. That's why I say Lady Sovereign, all of that. Yeah, it's great. But at the same time, I would never drive in the car and put on Eminem. And he's a sick artist. But it's just not for me. I'm not going to say he's shit though. That'd be a lie. But I would never play his music, like, just listening in the car.
I'm not gonna lie, I would.
Yeah, I would never. I have never.
Jim, The Way I Am, definitely one of my go-to songs.
I don't know it.
The extra set.
I don't know it. The Way I Am.
Yeah.
I am anything you say I am.
The words in that tune, he goes mad. As I said, you know when you got everyone, certain man have got man tunes
he does
where they
bug
just
out
bug out, like, yeah.
He does bug out on that tune.
I probably wouldn't play a lot of his music, but like everyone has got that song.
Yeah, but
It's
not in
like-
the car though.
All right, look.
Not in the car. I'll give you that though. In the gym on the playlist, that's valid. That's what I'll give you. I've got a playlist of just diss
I'll give it
tunes.
to you like this, yeah.
Diss
It's
tracks.
like you got C-Biz, shout out C-Biz.
Big up C-Biz.
Now, my thing is, if you play me nearly all of these other tunes, in no disrespect, I don't even like them, bruv. But you see, The Game Is Mine and Obsession,
Yeah.
I can have them on repeat.
Yeah.
Because they're hard. You just got those tunes. Everyone's
definitely
got their
he's
tunes that
definitely got
stand
bangers.
out. I could
Like,
go through every
I
artist.
wasn't really feeling what was going on. I didn't really care. I wasn't really feeling. And then I heard certain tunes and I'm like, yeah, okay,
like,
cool.
wow, okay,
He's definitely got a sick lane.
Yes.
I think he's
The
just not
flow,
consistent.
whatever, the
He's
lane,
definitely got a sick lane.
whatever. But like, that's what I mean. In terms of artists, I will never, like, there's a lot of artists where if I don't like none of your tunes, then I'll be like, you're shit.
Yeah, like Lady Sovereign. Do you know what I'm trying to say though? Like, no, big up Lady Sovereign, but like, you exactly what you're saying. I don't like any of your songs, cuz I don't think there's anything you can do for me to like your songs. I don't like them now. Like, I just.
Oh.
What's your favourite Lady Sovereign song?
I don't even know, man. The hoodies, that's hoodies remix.
You're lying. That's just the one you know. You fucking
What you mean,
fucker, yo. Name 4 Lady Sovereign tunes. You're G. You're homie.
I can't, man.
Nah.
I can't. It's not even like that's my G. As I said, we worked together. We did a tune, and look, we met through the producer anyway.
Who was the producer?
Medicine at the time. And
Medicine, yeah.
He basically, what it was, is he kind of got an album deal with Ireland. Now, obviously, the first song that came out was the one that me and Zuz done together.
Yeah.
And then they obviously wanted to build on it with that as the second song. And obviously, because when they started trying to do half versions, we were doing certain shows.
So what happened with that then? What happened in the end with the island? Did Medicine produce the album?
Yeah, basically, this is what it is. We basically rebelled out, me and Zuz, because to be honest, the tunes, everything was our concepts, innit?
Yeah.
All the lyrical arrangement, these were beats my man just had sitting there.
Yeah.
We've done everything, made the tunes, the whole lyrical arrangement, everything. Then the album started coming out as the first single came out, and obviously it's our song, we've made everything. Then it came out as Medicine featuring these man.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that was the kind of style producers were doing at that time.
Kind of it does make sense because
Right,
you're on these
it makes sense, right,
but
cool. But that wasn't the agreement that we had prior to it.
It would have been Medicine and
Right,
yeah,
not
yeah.
featuring these man like
yeah.
were the featured MCs.
yeah.
So cool. So then the next tune came
I get
out,
that.
and when the battle came out, my problem with it is, as I said, if you're gonna make it a battle thing, let them diss us, but
Is it tune on
allow
YouTube?
us. Yes. Right. It should be there anyway.
We're gonna play that.
But anyway, so let us fire back or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, where you started putting up these half versions where it was almost like we're just getting manhandled by a couple female MCs.
Yeah, they're
we
showing
had
you
problems
that,
with it. So obviously from there, we never really did any more tunes with them. It was a single by single deal anyway.
Okay.
So we've gone our own way, and obviously that's when
And did Medicine go his own way?
Yeah,
with
he's
you?
gone his own way. No,
but just
even
yeah.
up till now, we're still all good.
Yeah.
I still see these.
No,
like,
I mean, as in, did he continue?
he was doing his own album with his own group, which was
what-
Medicine anyway.
So did they put their thing out? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so they've gone and done their own thing after we've done
How
them
was
singles.
That? How was that?
We don't know
You don't
what,
know?
like, the album never actually got finished with it. Like, I don't think they carried on with him in that sense.
So I'm trying to find out.
They went, you know what I'm saying? So where they didn't carry on with him, we were on the first 2 singles
Yeah,
of the project so now it's a him project.
Yeah.
So we can't even look at it as in it's like us. Yes, we've got the contract deal. Yes, we're doing photo shoots. Yes, we've been paid for performances.
Yeah.
Yes, we're getting all of the label treatment, but it's still under him featuring us. Yeah. So obviously, I'm at the point where, well, you're not giving us anything that's us. So I've gone away. Obviously, I know, man, that I've got studios, found my own spots.
Do you regret that? Do you not feel like you should have, like, maybe took the deal?
No, do you know why? Even now,
not took the deal.
No,
but
I'll tell you why I don't regret
compromise more.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. One, God's timing's God's timing, and two, I've always been a rapper. You're not going to be. You see, when we was doing them tunes, even then.
Yeah, but you dropped the bag though, innit?
No, but you never. It's not like I can't spit to garage or whatever. But you know when you know what your lane is. If someone tries to make you do something that's out of your lane, you're not going to give it. Even if a man told me now to spit on a drill tune, I'm just going to give you bare wicked man bars. But that's not really how I feel right now.
Was you scared to come out your comfort zone, like into the grimy section?
Nah.
Was that what it is?
It's not even that, bro. Because do you know what it is? A lot of my early music was dark and grimy anyway.
You know, like some people think like, he had his foot in the door.
No, it's almost like
you dropped the bag.
No, but you wanted to kind of pop my rap, and I can't do that.
Water it down, dilute it.
Yes, and I was always it was always a bit of do you know, you're trying to do too much metaphorically, but that's how I came. That's the rappers I came from. But now in this generation, you're champions for that.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say, but now in this generation now, you inadvertently are gonna water it down from what you was doing before. In a way, like obviously changing your sound or maturing is really. But when you really look at it, you could say you're actually gonna water it down now.
Yeah.
So you should have done it then.
No, do you know what it is for me? I will never regret it because I was as I said. If I was in an industry at a time where we could put the music out ourselves, because I've always known how to make beats. Look, even with my brother and all of these man, I was making beats for them to go studio with and whatever. I was still always the young, willing to be in the background, sound engineer, wanna be, you know, in that sense. I always had that mindset for music. So if I had the equipment and everything and, you know, the exposure to do it myself, it was cool. But with me, I've always either had another producer or had another studio I've had to do it with other people. Now, shout out to my big bro, Well Connected, because that's that's exactly where you, man, come in, where I had my elders putting into me and putting my mixtapes out. So I had like backers, if you know what I mean. So I could go studio, literally, no Diddy, yeah. I had financial assistance in order to be able to put out projects and have people in the studio and people that had studios. So, you know, studio time wasn't a thing to me. That's why I was able to make so much music in such a short period of time. Yeah. And even do the little shows and whatever I had going on. And then obviously from there, as I said, I've gone on a musical journey. But for me, I'm glad because, do you know what? If I was in a position in life now where I wasn't in a good industry and I weren't doing good for myself, it would always be the what ifs. Yeah. But for me, with the music game, as I said, the skills are never gonna go. So it's not like I can't put out a record now. But it's different because now I'd be doing it on a station of I can make my own music. I don't need to go to a studio or a producer. I can make a beat in my house right now. I've got the facilities to record that, put the whole tune, mix, master it, put it out there, Apple Music, iTunes, and use my own fan base. Yeah, I can do everything myself. Anyway, like that's the thing. I've been sitting there. Obviously, it's subject to opinion. Everything is subject to opinion, but you would always go for the second and third opinions when you made a song, of course.
Play it on different sets and all them things there. Boom. Let's get to something else. Come. Let me ask you. You know what a pet peeve is, isn't it? You ever watch Room 101?
I've heard the saying. Now,
you know, like what grinds your gears?
Yeah, no, hold on. I'm just gonna grab my tools. Keep talking. Yeah. So, in terms of pet peeves,
I don't think you can be heard. Like you might be, but you get me. Check 1, check 2.
Hold on. I don't know if I'm too far away from the mic.
Yeah, they won't hear you.
Yeah. Well, I look for boy. My brother Frost P, you know.
Everything, you know.
Yeah, look, there's some here.
No, I got it all there.
Yeah. Anyway, so.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
Pet peeves. I thought those are your like. Are they like the things that you do that like?
No.
Ick people or something?
No, not things that you do. Like for instance, like I'll give you one of mine.
Give me an example.
I might have said this one before, but I'll say it again. Mm-hmm. Fat people in the queue in front of me when I'm trying to get food. That pisses me off. Yeah?
Oh, man.
People walking slow right in front of me, like, makes me want to, like, punch them in the back of the head. You know, like when they stop and they're just like, people that have got no spatial awareness.
That one's annoying. That one is annoying. Do you know what it is? I hate this, yeah? I know this is going to sound mad, yeah, but you see, like, when you're, like, on a public transport or whatever,
Yeah.
and you've got an old person that stands right in front of the doors, like you've got the leg speed to get out of the door far. Stand aside, man. Let man go and just come afterward. Like, why are you hugging the doors or whatever? Like, you're not going nowhere. Or you know them people that...
If you're talking about transport, yeah, people that let their kids and their dogs put their feet and whatever on the seats, I just feel like, yo, you like have some fucking etiquette. Do you know what I mean? Have some etiquette, man. Yeah. Come on, man. How was you not raised?
No, do you know what it is? Especially because, obviously, during my life, I've done a lot of shift work, innit?
Yeah.
So I'll be wondering, like, you'll get on a train at, like, first train in the morning or somewhere to go somewhere, and people are stinking. And I'm like, bro,
I'm thinking you must be coming back home.
You're from Raven or something.
Some next mad triathlon. You must have just done a... You must have just done a triathlon, cuz.
Man said the Mo Farah.
Some fucking... what's it called? Tough Mudder. You must have just done a Tough Mudder and then put on this suit and tie just to chip home.
Yeah.
And have a wash. Because right about now, but you know what I mean? Give
it's all
thanks.
Crazy. It's all looking
Don't know
mad.
what's going on in people's hormones and pores.
It's all looking mad. It's all looking mad.
Another thing I hate, is people with bad breath that always trying to whisper in your ear or got something important to say to you. Bro, allow it, man.
Yeah.
Sis, allow it. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's another thing that I hate. I hate people that just want to talk to you because you've lit a spliff.
No, do you know what it is? I hate...
Wait. You ever lit a zoot, yeah? And see someone go zoom, and be like, oh yeah, so... And now it's small talk. You're doing the small talk, and I'm bunning, and instead of chatting to me, you're like following the direction of the spliff. I don't know if you're doing it on purpose, or you're trying to indicate to me, or you're hypnotised by the zombie.
You see them man there? I hate them man. See when you're watching my spliff.
3, 2, 1... Can I have a toke? Let me have a pull.
No,
Let
but
me
you
hit
know
that.
the worst thing for me, bro, is I don't share zoots. So you're never getting that zoot. So you can follow it in all kinds of directions or
depends
watch
on
all
who
the
you
measurements.
are. We can share zoots.
you know me already. I'm that guy. If there's weed there, I'm like, Billy.
Yeah, but even if there's not, it might be a situation where
but that's
me.
Family. That's different.
Right.
Yeah, cool. But even me, I'm still a guy then. If you
no, but you know when the stranger, when a stranger goes,
even with a stranger, do you know if I'm going to be giving you the zoot, I'll be like, yeah, hold on, I'm going to blaze that, and when I'm done, you can have that because it's not coming back, bro.
I used to do that, but now I can't do that because, I've had certain weird experiences. And one time, I was standing somewhere, and I was just throwing spliffs and bottles and things on the floor. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit weird. Things that I've put to my mouth or things that I've used. I don't know. I prefer to dispose of them more securely, right? And I just had this weird thought in my head, like maybe you could call it OCD, all right? And I'm standing there, and I see this brother. He's smoking, and he flicks his cigarette on the floor, and it's like slow motion. The cigarette float in the air, hits the floor. On the third bounce, I swear to God, this nitty just goes. And grabs it off the floor. And I'm watching this thing, and he picks it up and puts it to his lips. And I'm thinking, rah, do you know what, I would hate for that to have been my cigarette butt, because I don't want you to be sharing. Now you're taking in some of my DNA, or you could take that cigarette butt and go plant it at a murder scene. He was there, a grape scene. If you weren't there, how did the cigarette butt get there with your DNA on it? It's mad, you know, cuz.
Think about it, mad.
You know what I'm trying to say,
When you
cuz?
think about it,
I know
mad
man that's got wrapped on
They
moves.
want to share your
I know
something.
man that's got wrapped on moves because they were seen smoking and they picked up the cigarette butt, DNA, these little things, bottles you're drinking from.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think, you
That's
get me,
mad.
you might want to get a piece of my DNA, you're following me, you might take my bottle and do a dab. I don't know. Weird things happen.
Man, like Jed has got some crazy stories.
It's mad, isn't it? No, it's not even a stalker thing. It's just
I'm telling you.
that was what wild. So for me, I feel like, yeah, I don't know what the moral story is, but please be careful because they might just take your cigarette butt and plant it on a plane and say you tried to blow it up. You get me? I don't know. You get me? Explain. Then explain why. Explain why this Zubi was here.
Mate. Nah, do you know what? It's true.
Raws.
No, but I didn't even, you know when you deep it like that, it's true. You've actually
You were
got to
seen
look
buying
at
a
it.
pack of Raws here at this newsagent's. Is this not you?
Nah, man. It's real though. It's real.
You be careful out here nowadays. And they'll AI you in the CCTV. You get me? AI is
So
mad.
more time, what are you working on now? Like, what's your, like, let me play it, Mr. Interview. So what are you, like, in terms of your podcasting, your live streaming or whatever, what is your direction right now, Jed?
You know what, man? You know me, I'm just a liver, bro. I can't lie to you. I'm here to represent somebody that's just in a stream of consciousness that's just living and experiencing. I make whatever I make. I like to make content. I've been making content before. Making content was making content. I was doing podcasting. We didn't know what to call it 7-8 years ago. This is nothing new to me. So I like to make conversations, make content, make things that make us think, enjoy conversations.
I was going to touch on that.
Enlighten myself and others, and just share information in my style.
No, I was going to touch
you know
on that because obviously when I look at
even when we're fucking
platforms,
around, there's something that I'm trying to, or something that we are imparting.
No, because obviously when I see your platforms, as I said, like more or less they're based more on a talk show, open forum format.
Yeah.
So you're obviously having open conversations about, you know, trivial things or things that happen actually in life or situations. And I was like, okay, so what would you see yourself as now? Because obviously
I'm a conversation facilitator. I've been that.
Right.
That's
all right.
in whatever
and the
in whatever forum.
No, the reason why I asked you that is personally knowing you. Obviously, you when we were both artists. I would like to say rappers or whichever not. Obviously, the evolution of today now, where they call someone a social influencer or whichever. Now, a conversational facilitator. Okay, cool. That's the lane you see yourself in. That's why I'm asking.
No, what I'm saying,
where would you say you fit in?
I ain't got a lane. I don't have a lane. I'm Jets. You know
market.
what? Why? Because we've been name brand before the internet. I've been Jeds from. It's me, innit? I've always been me. I'm gonna be me, and I understand that there's elements of me that are artistic in nature, that wants to use platforms to express and communicate and create and experiment and insight thought. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So in any way I'm trying to do this. I used to do graffiti, scribbling on walls and doing things in rare. Music, jungle, this, that, rare. Art, acting, whatever. You get me? Man's always been doing things,
Just
speaking up.
it,
So it's just being myself, but just utilizing platforms to. Do you know what I mean? So nowadays, I'm not really caring about all that whole brand thing or whatever. What I do is what I do. There's so many things that we do. Like I'm out of the stage of even promoting, or not promoting, but speaking about without.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that. Because
we say less now.
You actually touched on the branding, It's weird because look, if you see, I'm sat here with my own branding.
Yeah.
Nah.
Sick top as well, man. Where's my hat?
Oh, come on.
I thought you was gonna.
No, because literally, I've just started the merch. But do you know the reason why? It is?
I'll have a hat.
Obviously, as you know, as a rapper or whatever, as an artist, my name's always been Frost P. The I Am came because it was a whole branding thing.
So you're not Polly then? You're not.
Huh? This idiot.
Had to get him, girl.
Shut up. This guy.
Nah,
Wow.
you don't know about Frost Polly.
Wow, this guy's an idiot. Nah. This guy.
Big up the Team Frost. You get me? Big up Team Frost. Had to get it in. Nah, it's an in-house
Jedi
TikTok.
online, the female Jedi.
Oh, taking liberties.
One of them ones. Don't make me bust the screenshots for the stills, you know. We got you, bro.
You took violations.
Yeah, come on, bro. Come on, shots get fired. Back and forward, bro. Don't start this drama. Not today.
No, we ready for war. We ready for war.
No, but obviously, in terms of doing all of that, that's why I branded it like that, because that was the whole point of it. When I go on live or I stream or I do anything I do now, it's just a portion of my life that I show people.
Yeah.
So it's just more, okay, this is me. This is my flamboyant side. This is the artistry in me. This is the charisma in me or whatever. It's not more of a, I don't like to even put myself in any of those categories because I just think I'm a personality that can draw people in. Yeah. And have a space, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think that's where it's gone. But I'll never get zoned into it because, as I said, there's so many other things that I'm more dedicated to.
So have you got any hobbies, like any other like hobbies that? Furthermore, let's start somewhere else. Do you have any hidden talents that people don't know about?
Hidden talents, I wouldn't say. Obviously, like most people that know me. If they don't know me from the the social media scene, then they know me from the music scene. Yeah. So I wouldn't like to say that me being able to rap or
no. So something else.
I wouldn't say training was a hidden talent either because I've always liked to keep myself in.
Do you play any instruments? Do you know any languages? No, whatever. I don't know.
Do you know what?
I'm magic trick.
I'm coming.
You get me? Get me?
What?
You know a magic trick?
Nah,
can you do any?
Slang,
can you do any like?
I can speak back slang.
Back slang.
You know one of them, them old school languages.
Let's hear the back slang then.
Huh?
Let's hear it then.
I've got 10k. You've got cover because I've got 10k. I've got
Yeah. You don't know what I'm saying because I'm going to say something that you don't understand.
Yeah, come on, old school, shit like
that.
Yeah. What's going on there?
I got a couple different ones, right?
The slang there.
And then when I do my one, people like, nah. But I feel like maybe mine was just a Peckham one. Because we would have said, you look good, alagam, illigan.
Yeah,
you get me?
You don't know what I am saying.
Malagav Rilligic.
Big up Maverick.
That sounds nuts.
Yeah. Or, you get me? But anyway, big up the back. Big up the slangers. You get me? The opposite of front slangers.
Yeah, man.
Boy, I don't even know. That even sounds mad. I don't even know.
Mad,
but I didn't want to keep saying.
That's what it was called.
Yeah,
in them days,
unfortunately.
You
got to move with the times. I'm not sure.
You get me? Before, you see, that's what I'm saying. In them days, you could actually just say something and there wouldn't be a Y or a diddy on the end of it. But now you have to be very cautious of everything that you say.
Not everything. But sometimes when you after you said backslang a couple times, it's like, yo, do you know what I mean? You have to be real. Like someone said the other day, right?
Drop me out.
Someone said the other day, there's certain things where you have to advance with the times. Because we used to say things like, yo, man's a lick, or eat man got eat man, or man got sucked.
Wow!
You get me?
If you hear that in today's day and age, it's crazy.
You have to.
But in back in the day, that was just like a man got robbed, or whatever. Like it was normal talk. People, there was none of this.
Hey, Maverick's cracking up.
Used to actually say that like it was normal, and nobody would even why or did.
So now listen.
But in today's day
we're saying
age,
Diddy. No, we're saying Diddy. Why we're putting that as some kind of thing, but in real reality,
it's crazy,
there's a reason we wouldn't be saying those words.
It's crazy though. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a reason we wouldn't be saying those words. Like, it's not because of no white culture.
It's crazy.
There's no way
to put that disclaimer out there, bro.
Man wouldn't be saying man got sucked.
Not me, blood. Like them one that was.
What do you mean?
I used to hear them bars, and even then I just thought rah. Like, that sounds man got jacked or that.
Yeah,
whatever.
jacked. Yeah, but there was all sorts of.
But when I used to hear certain other ones, like,
was it you were quoting cannabis?
Huh?
Cannabis.
Yeah.
The other day, or earlier, he goes, You may have more cash than me, but you ain't got
the skills to eat. Bro, why?
So I'm saying.
But do you know what it is? Back then, hip hop was so aggressive or whatever. You knew what a man meant, if you knew what I mean. So you knew it wasn't in a why way. It was more of an aggressive battle stance.
Okay.
But today, everything is so dissected now.
No. Okay, because it's like.
But bro,
wait, 1 second. No. I think personally, people were saying funny things, and we were innocently just thinking he must mean like this. Because when we look back, especially, we dissect. All right, when we dissect people like Biggie, you know where we're going. Biggie saying the most atrocious stuff. You can't even, in the time machine, we can't even understand how that slid. Then, because I remember listening to Tim Westwood and he said, he said,
Why for Westwood?
Yeah, Tim Westwood radio show.
Why for Westwood?
I remember listening to Tim. Wait, though, fam. I remember listening.
Why for Westwood?
Okay, listen. I remember listening to a radio show on Capital. I think it was on Capital. Radio 1.
Yeah.
Right? And Biggie said something about kids, something, fuck them in the arse, throw them over the bridge. And I remember like thinking, I might have even been in jail. Yeah. Thinking,
French Montana's got some questions.
Hold on, what's he saying?
Well, yeah.
But no, Biggie goes even further. He's telling people, you look so good to a gal that I want to suck your father's
mad thing, yeah.
So there was no, I don't get it.
No,
like get me. There's no going back in time and saying, at them times that just meant.
You see, in them times, in them times, you actually listen to a lyric metaphorically and took
There's no metaphor for that.
No, but in them times there was no why for that. There was no questioning anything. Because look, all right, if we're gonna say that, it's like R. Kelly with Aaliyah. There was no questioning them kind of things in them ages. Like in my day, you see, like the girls that were in my year, they were getting picked up by a man that were in college or whatever, pulling up outside, and it was never called anything.
Facts.
But in this day and age, because there's legal boundaries or whatever, it's now called something.
There was legal boundaries. No. There was
even back then.
I think it's just a cultural difference, and not a cultural difference, a societal difference in the way that the construct is the way that the construct is encouraged.
You're gonna start labeling me.
No, listen. It's a societal construct because at some point people knew that was wrong. Us as being youths, we weren't even questioning these things, and then there wasn't enough movement from the adult side to let us know that listen, so we're seeing these things, we're seeing our school friends, we're even experiencing things with older people and whatever.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? And it's the culture is not really burning fire on it like that. They're just not. Now we're looking back on it, we're like, that was lava, Imagine that I was this young and that girl was and she knew my age but like I'm saying, we was going to big man clubs and them things was just different. We was in West End. 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, cuz. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like things culture, I don't know you want to call it culture was different.
Yeah.
I'm not excusing that.
Cultural ignorance.
Were we just older? Are the kids now just like less mature? Were we just older? Like, if you think about, I don't know about you, but at 13, I could tell you life was movie-like. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what it is? Why I say ignorance is, look, at 13, 14, if you saw some of the trainers or the Avrexes or whatever I was wearing, my parents, and shout out to them because they've always been hardworking, never been in the roadside of...
Big up mumsy and dadsy, man.
Yeah, of course.
Mum and dad.
But you're not even questioning the fact of, how has my man got A, B, and C? And obviously we were tactical. You would wear certain things in and out and whatnot. But you knew enough to know that, okay, cool. The hours that these guys are partaking for, whatever not.
What did your parents say about you like having this stuff?
When it first...
Because it wasn't, I'm taking it, what you're saying is, it weren't really them providing it. Mm-mm. Okay, so...
They were, but not to the extent of what we should be.
So, at what point is it clear that they're turning a blind eye, or were they turning a blind eye to...
I think, in personal terms, and I think most parents do it, is until it becomes a problem, you turn the blind eye. Because until man got shift for anything, or whatever, realistically, like me now being a parent and looking back at thing, I can't tell myself if I knew my kids were making certain moves because I know the movements that I don't know what you're doing.
But they didn't know the movements. They weren't born there.
No, they weren't.
So you're like me, first generation.
That's what I'm
really?
saying. So
they don't even know the moves.
That's why I've never.
But do they hide behind that?
No,
because there's not knowing the moves, and then there's an ignorance, isn't it?
No,
how could you?
I believe.
How could you not see?
And that's why, bro. Remember, I said it's a cultural ignorance because at the same time, I look at it as an ignorance because, look, during them times, my dad was doing 2 jobs.
Yeah.
My mum was doing 2 jobs, so you was barely at home.
Okay,
I was with my older sisters and whatever.
That's another
so
thing.
You're not actually seeing the maneuvers
the ins and outs of everything, really.
Until feds have come and booted the door off. You don't even know.
Really know.
So
again,
I say it's an ignorance because I've been.
That's
through
the danger,
that,
That's the danger of having. That's the danger of like having children in a culture or in an environment that you're not fully aware of. Because then you don't know the ins and outs. You're blind. And I think I fell into that loophole too. Because had my mum really fully grasped, but I still think obviously our stories may be slightly different, but I still think being both from Nigeria, first generation, my mum saw Wagwan at certain points, but I don't know how. Like I was even telling a story the other day about like never having a computer and knowing I could never ask for a computer, but somehow I came home with a Mega Drive and I had it for time. And she was like, "Oh, is your friend not want the Mega Drive back?" No. And I'm like, no, he's all right because his brother's just got a bigger one. And and she's like, "Oh, could hold
that now,
like, get me?" But like, you know, when I look back on it, there was little things in it, like, get me.
Like that, no one's letting you hold this for that long.
That's a nice jacket. Like, where did you get or whatever? It was.
Oh, it's just even them ones. Like, for instance, like you know when you have to go to church on a Sunday or whatever. Man's come in the Armani shirt and the book, and it's like you never bought me this. So where did you? I'm like,
okay, I wasn't
cool.
I wasn't that deep.
Cool, but like at the end of the day, everyone's like, your son looks nice. Like, yeah, boom. So those are the ones where I say it was the ignorance. It's not the fact that you ever supported anything, because believe me, whenever anything come like that, my parents was down on me like a ton of bricks and like come out they was never on none of that. So you get me, they've always been the thing. So shout out to mums and pops. Like I always came from good stock. But obviously I noticed that.
So what was your
I see that with a lot of my
just your environment was just it. No, or was it? Do you feel like their absence maybe played a part? Like, because I think that a lot of the times when
do you know why? Do you know why?
If mum and dad was back at home more, you wouldn't have been able to get away.
If society allowed mum and dad to be at home, we would have been.
But that's what I'm saying. Regardless,
I say it like this because look, I'm number 6 out of 7, innit?
Rascal.
So for every mouth to get fed, they had to do what they had to do.
Course.
So. At the same time, it's not like I didn't have my older siblings, my sisters and whatever. Not
what's the age
there
gap?
and whatever. And like between the eldest to the youngest is like about there's about 8 years between my elder sister and like me as the youngest. And then my younger sister's like about, I think she's about 12, 13 years younger than me now. Like, okay, she come later. But like between all of us, I always grew with the elders. I was quite the baby for a while. So it's like, I always had them older role models or people to keep me in check above me. So some people don't in the sense like that. I had them around.
That's the blessing of having
a
big family,
right?
It's not so favourable nowadays. I think that's why people's population are going down.
But you know what it is?
You rarely hear about 7 kids.
You could afford to have a big family them days because shit stretched a long way them times. Like, I'm not being funny. Like, I look at it now. The price that you would pay, like, look, even like, let's say getting on a bus is 185. I remember it used to be 30p when I used to days getting on a bus. So it was different. You could have got a whole family somewhere. I was talking about
50p chips the other day.
Yeah, no, but all of them kind of things there. Man could get a 6 wings and chips for £1. Now that's like a £5 meal. Like, where you could feed a whole family on what you could feed yourself for a day or whatever for a week. So it was a different vibe there. You could afford to have a family.
If you talk about that thing, like what inflation and that, it's like kind of relative, right? Because obviously the pound would have been worth a different price than it is now.
No, I hear all of that. But you know what it is for me? I find all of that bullshit in the sense of when they talk about inflation, the money's made in the mint. Yeah. Like, if you want to make more money and put more money out there. It's a control factor because, look, everything's going digital. And if you look at it, it's you're moving around zeros and O's and you're investing people's money when it's in banks. It's all a rat race just to keep people controlled. Because if they really wanted to say, look, everything's got devalued right now, they could devalue everything.
What do you think about Bitcoin?
Do you know what? I've never got into all of that because do you know my thing is my thing is with all of this, me putting my money in, it's all these rug pulls and whatever. I'm not.
What they call it, meme coins.
Yeah, meme, all this coin and that coin and whatever. I've never really been into that. Like, do you know what it is?
Maverick, you got Bitcoin. You got any crypto?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, you seen any success in that?
Yeah, I've made a profit off of it. It's just, I think it's the thing of a lot of people come at the lower end and always get low results, and that's kind of where they're thinking like, and that certain people go big then, and if they don't understand, the white paper, they go into the the knowledge behind it.
I can hear by what he's saying already. He has knowledge of what he's in.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I feel, go into crypto off of the buzz.
So that's investment.
They're hearing, oh, my man, you did this or that, so they try and do this without that knowledge. If I knew enough about the crypto game, because look, I remember when crypto first came around, and one of my brethrens made a bit of money off of it, I jumped into it. I think I made about £1,000 over the month I was trading. I started with about 2 bills. And I made something, but my whole point is then the next month I lost about 3 bills. And I realised, you know what? I was actually just getting lucky. It wasn't actually like I knew what I was doing. For me, it was like a man that goes to the casino to gamble, and today I got lucky, tomorrow I was going to lose. That's why I quit crypto very early, because I didn't know enough about it. And I feel that a lot of people go into things they don't know enough about. Do you know what I mean? And that's where their money gets swallowed up, and they'll say it's a shit experience. No, it's you didn't know what you were doing with it. Some people know when this is that and that's a rug pull, and they've been in the game. They know when all it. Look, he's talking technical terms already. White paper talk. I'm like, I'm lost. What's white paper?
All right, steady on fucking Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, whatever. Man, come on. Fucking hell, mate.
Yeah, crypto. Yeah, mate.
And Elon Musk business.
I got some crypto and it's fucking. I can't remember my password now.
Oh, mate.
Shut up, man. Yeah, I can't remember. Huh?
I've heard that.
Yeah, I can't remember my password on what is it? My crypto. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I'll try to sort that out. But I got a little thing on. What was that thing that I did get? Was it electric coin? What's that thing called?
What, Ripple?
Nah, not Ripple.
Dodge.
Yeah, wait. Is it Ripple Electric or something? No, it's not Ripple. Huh?
Lightning. Ethereum.
It might be Ethereum.
Probably is that one.
What's that saying? What's Ethereum saying?
I only really deal in Bitcoin. I don't do shit coins.
Excuse me?
See when Dogecoin came true or whatever. When that came true, I made a bit of pee on that because like I was working on the movie sites, and one of the guys showed me, he put some pee behind that, and I made a quick little 5 bills off of that. Like I was like, okay, cool.
You ever heard of Jasmy?
Oh, I've heard of so many different coins, bro. And that's why I jumped out, because look, me and me, we can make a coin tomorrow. Yeah. And the thing is, some of your coins could be legit, or some of your coins could be absolute rug pulls. And for me, it's just like, okay, I don't know enough about the industry to know how to hide what, and how, do you know, enough to see. Because some people are actually spending elaborate amounts of money to make it look that genuine. Look at that one that all of them people, they're bouncing, all of these lot. Shout out to them, but like I just saw their names were attached to it, where they were all getting done. No, but like they were all like, right, you man, like, because this coin's a dodgy thing. Yeah, there's financial standards and they shut it down. Look, even like the Fire Festival when Ja Rule done the mad thing. This is what I'm saying. When you don't know enough about these industries, I'm not someone to invest in that. I like. If you're talking about investing in something, I would invest in something like gold or whatever, because I know enough about gold and the price and the rise and the value.
So it's a bit simpler to understand.
But all of these coins and shares, you know what I mean? If I was going to put my money in something like Apple or like a Real Madrid or a Man United, you know them.
You feeling? What about Forex? Dead food.
I don't know enough about trading.
You just end up in a pyramid scheme, innit?
Yeah, for
the
me.
Forex thing.
You gotta know. I think anything is like you can make money in most of these different ways of investments, but it's like what's the most beneficial?
For me, I'm looking towards real estate.
Yeah,
that's what it is. obviously, luckily, like for my dad being a smart man, I've got land in Nigeria that I want to develop. I've got obviously land here, and I want to try and get some kind of land in the Canary Islands over the next 2-3 years, and then develop there, and that's the whole point. I just want to, because real estate is something that obviously it's always going to make you money once you own it, or once you've got the leasehold or whatever over it, you can always make money from it. So
that's smart shit.
I guess that's the way I'm going now. But yeah, man, like
fuck a Bitcoin, get some land.
All of them things. I think they're calculated. They're all calculated risks.
Because I can't say because I think
risks.
like we're all saying, if you have the knowledge, then obviously you can make your thing work. So I don't want people saying, don't be trying to chat shit about crypto. It's because
they know what they're doing.
Man don't know what
That's
they're
what I'm saying.
doing.
Some man don't know what they're doing. Me, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm not gonna try and play hero and go, right. That's why I'm not in a Bitcoin, because I've seen so many man like they're doing their thing. And don't get me wrong, you can do rug pulls, and some of them are flipping legal. These people are not even going bing. The way that they're doing it, they're obviously not. Listen, it's a new age version of F, innit? But like, good luck to them and that. But for me, I will never be involved in that.
Whatever happened to what's them pictures called? Them digital pictures.
NFTs, isn't it? Bro, do you know what it is? I think it's the same thing with NFTs, yeah? Everything had its moment. And if you caught the moment when it was on its rise, you would have made a good money from it. I just think that the value of everything crashed when crypto got big and people realized, okay, you didn't really just need the NFTs or like.
No, but I feel like crypto was big before NFTs.
No,
NFTs come in.
NFTs come in afterwards, but I feel that NFTs, it was a phase. It was almost, you know, like how, like, as is in like garage evolved into grime and whatever. I just feel like NFTs was a version of crypto. Whereas in everyone, like, people are still trading the original way, i.e. the Forex and whatever, whereas in NFTs don't seem a bigger thing anymore. Me personally, I
think there was a something that came out said 90-something% of them are worth nothing now.
Right.
I don't know if I'm overquoting.
That's what, but that's
there was
what
a quote
hearing,
to say.
In the sense of, you know, like, I still hear people are making money trading and doing crypto the normal trading way, but I don't hear people raving about my NFT successes anymore. Do you see what I'm saying? It's died out. It's like it's almost a trend. Something else will replace that on the blockchain, and it will be the new hype. And all I'm saying is it's like CD.
You just got to catch the hypes. You got to catch the hypes early.
CD to MP3. It's an evolution of the game. I just think it's had its day.
You got to catch the hypes early. Predict them if you can.
Yeah.
Ride them quick. Pause. Get your profit. Get your whatever. Catch the peak. Catch the wave. And definitely know when to jump off. Do you know what I mean? But now the jumping off is where the gamble comes, because you could jump off. You never know, innit? You could jump off at a time and then you're that guy like, I sold my crypto for rare and now it's worth rare.
Well,
it's what it is. Do you know what I mean? I heard about a woman that threw away a hard drive or something and
936
billion.
Mad thing.
800, right?
No, it's not. Wasn't it 936?
900 of. No, it wasn't 936 billion. It was like 9 billion.
Yeah, but it's crazy.
8-9 billion.
Still, that's mad money.
I don't even understand how that was worth 8-9 billion. But yeah, you sold it.
That's mad.
And what? The person that's got it, what? They're not going to drop you what? Couple M's, 2 M's, 3 M's. This is what it is, man. I snooze, I lose, innit? But come on, man. Bless me, man.
Nah, man. For me...
Let's keep it moving. It weren't meant to be.
For me, I've just got to that stage where, you know what? Because obviously, do you know what? When you have the parent mentality as well, it's like you take less risks. I believe in my younger self, when I didn't have kids, or you know, when my kids were younger, I would take a lot more uncalculated risks, i.e. within the roads or whatever, because you knew you could. But when you want guaranteed things, that's why I put my money and my professional side in more as my upfront and, you know, my go-to, because you know it's guaranteed to bring in a certain revenue that's going to keep everything, bills paid,
and keep
you
it
mature
moving.
into that, you keep it moving. Whereas in, don't get me wrong, anything that's a get rich quick scheme, it could get you rich quick, and you could be, but you have to be ahead of it. You can't join something late when the buzz is dead and everyone else is joined.
But the thing is, it's like when you hear about something, sometimes you might even contemplate, now I've heard about it, is the buzz dead?
No,
already.
like, is it
why. And then no, there's anything. The hesitation.
No, the buzz is dead. I tell you why.
You know what it is? Wait. Let me say this.
Let me say
this. I think it's about always being in a. If you're on this thing, like on that kind of thing, is being in this constant state of processing things that you're looking at and seeing and think about the viability of getting involved in it. You got to start looking at the world like that. That's how you get on trends, because a lot of the time you hear about shit and then you don't do shit with that data, and then later on you're thinking, you know what? Right, I heard about that 2 years ago.
Hold on.
Now, had I ever thought to invest in that, I'd be. Do you know what I mean?
I'll show you something. This is what I mean that trends die. Yeah, as in, you see when COVID hit. Obviously, like I work in a certain industry. I'm not going to talk about that on cam, but I started doing. Obviously, a lot of places were shut down, innit? So I started doing Uber driving. So I could do either deliver food or do personal taxi driving or whatever. Not. I'm telling you, during COVID, at one point, like for about a good couple months, I was doing $2,500 a week. Literally just because remember, none of you couldn't go into shops or whatever. You had to. It was crazy. The money that you were getting was crazy. As in today, as an Uber driver, because of how many people they've let onto the platform, inflation, all of this kind of stuff, you couldn't make that kind of money. No more. So that's
is it oversaturated now, or what?
Yeah, it's oversaturated. All of them. I remember I was one of those people where I had all of the apps. So I had like a Deliveroo, I could do multiple jobs and make P. Whereas in now, because there's so many people on these platforms, that's dead. But remember, people are going over to other things. Like that's when the Amazons opened up. And they started doing Amazon Flex, so you could get Amazon jobs, and then that was the buzz for a while. Everything always evolves into something else. But remember, the first people that are on it for maybe the first 6 months or a year truly benefit because there's no competition. You are the opening people, so you get the majority of the money and the bulk. But once enough people are on it, the money dies out because something else will come up. That's all it is. Something else will come up in the market, and that's why I think with NFTs and everything, something else, you've got to be able to have that vision or foresight to watch the market and say, okay, that's the look at the tri-folding phones. Look, when Samsung came out and did the fold, everyone was wow, cool. Look, I've got a fold. It's in my jacket. I've got a fold. I love it. But now Huawei have come out with the triple fold, where you can fold it out 3 times now. So you know Samsung are gonna go what? Boom, boom, boom. Now if me and you go out and do, you know what? We're doing the 5-fold. That fold opens backwards, forwards, and whatever. As long as you get ahead of the market with the right technology and whatever, you are going to make that star P. Do you know what I'm saying? But you might only make it for that window because your competition have got more thing. But you will make it for that thing, and that's the way you've got to see things. USPs. You've got to have that foresight to whatever you're gonna do. Get in there, make your money.
It's not always bad to ride a wave. Sometimes cut your own lane.
Yeah.
Like if
when
possible,
you cut the lane.
Hold on.
Yeah.
When possible, cut your own lane. But when possible,
if you cut your lane, you're right. If you cut your lane,
when possible,
then it was sustainable.
Cut your own lane, but pay attention to the wave because there's utility in that, and you can. Do you know what I mean? You can even see something and be like, "Oh, you know what? I can."
Yeah.
I feel like there's no harm in that.
You get me? I think that
if
you can cut your own lane, then the beauty of your own lane is that is what. If your own lane is what gains you popularity, fame, or income or revenue, that's fine because you're now the leader of your own ship. Again, hence I say
within that lane, evolution and ingenuity is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Keeping up with the times.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not always, but it just depends on how you treat your brand. Because some people, you have this brand loyalty and they just want salt and vinegar. That's what they want. Salt and vinegar, very rare. Yeah. And other times, you have to be like, you know what? I'm gonna do a crunchy cheese thing.
Yeah. No, my one has to have the soya. You know them one day. It has to have the jollof seasoning. And if you can't take that spice, get out the kitchen. Yeah. It's one of them.
Sometimes you have to adapt the menu. That's what I'm saying.
No, I hear that.
You know what I mean?
But you know what it is?
And not even for the consumer. Sometimes for yourself as a creative.
I think.
You know what I mean?
That's how I feel like when I'm on social media. I feel like I have to give them the salt and pepper version without the extra spice because some people are not ready for that. Or they want, people want things presented in a certain way. But at the same time, like, look, the same way I brand myself on my own values and the way I carry myself as a man and as a person and as a father and all of these things. Anything else, like, they can keep the change.
What's your TikTok?
I am Frost P. Same as the branding.
You probably got two because TikTok's like dumb, innit?
Yeah, obviously I've got
like
the I am Frost P2 as well, just in case I ever get bloody blocked or whatever. But
follow both of them.
Yeah, come on, like I do that. To be honest, that's really the only social I really use, to be honest. And as I said, I've never really seen myself as a social personality. So when I go on there, more time I'm just playing tunes, text to speech, games nights.
Either way, listen.
Typical vibes.
I see what people do on TikTok. I see what you do. And I feel like I want to see you win in any aspect of anything you're doing. So follow Frost P.
I appreciate that, my
on
brother.
TikTok. You get me? And he does other things and you'll get to know him and do whatever, innit? But yeah, more than that, it was just getting my brethren down to have a conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah, big up the other people that couldn't make it because it was just one of them days where a lot of circumstances collided. So it just ended up being the three of us doing this pod here, you get me? But
yeah,
I'm gonna invite him back. You see him more because he's my brethren, so I'll be trying to draw for him. And you know, there'll be other guests that, you know, you can see the dynamics and that. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up today. Yeah, man, it's been a chilled one, man. I'm black up, so you lot probably don't never really see me like this. I'm black up. I need to eat some food. I just came off another podcast.
Yeah, that's the one.
Get me, I travelled the other side of London, came here.
Cheeky Nando's or something.
So yeah, man, this is it.
Get me back to the
big up yourself.
working week.
Make sure you stay locked. Follow us, Jedi Online, on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. There, I am Frost P on TikTok. I am Frost P2 on TikTok. And yeah, big up man like Maverick in the cut on the ones and twos, as usual.
Big up Maverick, come on.
It's your boy Jedi signing out. Mash up.
Telling you, bro. Yeah. Nice munch, nah.